Yo, what's up, guys? Javon was running late, so I had to start it late. And yeah, it's all Javon's fault. Oh, here he is. He finally got here. Hey, man.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm such a slacker.
How are you?
I'm good. I've been entertaining the chat.
All right, cool. Yeah, I was, I don't know, I lost track of time talking to people, and then my kid wanted to say goodnight. So, what's going on, everybody? Neville's here, channel member. What up, dude? Lord Needham, what's up, brother? How are you tonight, sir? Does this work? Yes, it does. Marco is a channel member as well. Kaleidoscope. Yeah, I'm going to be doing this all night. You guys are all channel members. What up?
I've got a light jacket.
What?
I've got a light jacket with me. Just ignore me.
David von Steenberg. I love that name so much. What's up, dude? Real 210. What up, man? How you doing? Will he be on time? Nope. Not today, sir. Not today, sir. Sorry. Pretty Fly. What's up, dude? What's up? Got my Knife Joker shirt on. Head over to the Knife Joker. Use code LeftyEDC. He's got some cool stuff. Got some spider codes and all that kind of stuff. Look, Javon's here. Channel member. What's up?
What's up?
Do we ever figure out how I can give them away?
No, I jumped into last night. There's a whole nother world. You know, the more I think about it, if I was brave, we probably don't need StreamYard anymore.
You think YouTube can do it all?
YouTube's evolved enough. And again, I was just in there looking at the real-time analytics. I couldn't see where I could donate, but because I didn't want to mess anything up, right? Because you're doing it
guests,
huh?
Can you have guests?
Yeah, I think I need to try to set a fake one up. I'll do that with you sometime, and we'll just try it. Because again, I've never gone in there and just gone live to set one, but I'm sure I could get into it and find out.
Hey, Luke, check it. I got the gavel, baby. Got the gavel. You know what that video title is going to be?
I've got to go grab something.
The video title is going to be "The Verdict Is In." Judge Lefty in the house. Here it is. Brass. Is that brass or bronze? I wish it was titanium. And then I wish this was carbon fiber. But that's kind of what Kaiser likes to do. And then hopefully it does well enough that they'll do another run and they'll hit us with some fancy shit. But this is the gavel, guys. This is Mark's new design with Kaiser. After I did the unboxing, which I think the unboxing might go up tomorrow or Monday. I can't remember. I did figure out how to flick it. You can flick it from down here. So you can flick this thing pretty easy, actually. Once you get the hang of it, you just got to do it lower, not up here. You got to do it down here. And then you can fire that bitch out. I do want to take it apart and see if I can get skiffs in here. But only because it's like a little bit off center. Feels good, though. Feels good. I like it a lot, dude. The flipper tab's really unique. It's just a little tiny little guy right here. Just a little guy. You got to drag it. Oh, if your finger's in front of the blade, it doesn't work. Yeah.
They should have known you had something new. I had to get my Clydesdale.
Kaiser's got some fire coming out
today, and dude, he loved it. This knife has blown me away. I'm gonna have to do a follow-up video before the end of the year.
Oh yeah, Clydesdale's awesome. This one's called the Task.
The TA what? So guys, Kevin's gonna do his real job. But no, the Clydesdale's one I got in probably 2 weeks ago, and it has spent so much time in my pocket. And it's got a tall hollow grind. You guys all know. But it is sick. I hate front flipper grinds. Y'all, if you've watched my channel, you know that. but this one's very, very easy. Front flip. Check this out, Lefty.
Nice. The 80s.
Yeah, we had our swaps go in today. JD got his, and he's stoked, and I got mine, and I just love it.
Which one did you have? The red?
I had the blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I haven't done a review yet. I carried it for probably 3 days, 4 days. He saw in one of my chats that I was preferring the carbon because see, I don't know if you've seen did I ever show you this EDW?
Oh, nice.
Dude, have you seen this knife?
No.
Thought I showed you.
Maybe I have.
Yeah, you have. But the carbon fiber matches perfectly. And the coolest thing, and you knew this, because I think you pointed it out through one of your videos, but I love the way it does. Not that I walk around with the UV light.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But, I mean, to me, that's just next level cool.
Yeah, I wish it worked like it could charge it or something.
Yeah. That's why Tritium's so cool.
It is pretty cool. Yeah. Casey in the house. Channel member. He said, I heard there was a goober doing a live. I got a box here from Casey. This is the newest prototype from Tempest knives. I got to open that up. We'll check it out. Let's see who else is in here. Jesse Adams, what's up, dude? Channel member, shout out to you.
Marco, not me, buddy. I hate UV. Makes me nervous. I hate to even use it on knives because of all the other shit.
Water, channel member. What up, World Tree? What's cracking, baby? Gluten-free EDC channel member gets a thumbs up. Be shady. Come on. There it is. Bradley Fredericks. Man, I'm just going to be doing thumbs up all night.
Illuminati.
Yeah,
Illuminati, thank
that's
you, buddy.
why.
That's a good job. Yep, Illuminati just got you 5 new members.
He just keeps giving them away. Nick.
Thinking about you, Bloomy.
What up? Long commute. Yep, exactly. Josh, channel member. What up, dude?
Josh.
Thomas McDonald, channel member. Shout out to you, Thomas. Chase R, channel member up in here.
Chase.
Man, lots of the channel members. Let's see. Did I catch them all at this point? Just Nate in the house. Don't think I got you earlier. What's up, buddy? I got Needham. Jim Miller. What up? Oh, if anybody's interested, I am selling I think I'll sell it. This flashlight. This is the Barrel Flashlight Company Rail.
Oh, I thought you were going to be selling the Jaeger.
I already did.
I was going to ask you if you charged extra for that screw.
What screw?
The screw that just sits there.
Oh, yeah, but why would I charge it? That's a terrible joke.
It's funny as shit, dude.
No, it's not, because I didn't put the screw there.
I'm making a conscious observation. That is a cool light.
Well, this one's
You mentioned that there were rings that you could replace. Are they all designed to look like scopes, or are
no? They have different rings. They have just plain ones. Steve actually made me one. He made one out of carbon fiber resin. He just made these, which is pretty cool.
It's very cool.
But I'm gonna keep that because the reason I'm selling this is because I got a different rail. I got this one.
Ooh, is that a Zerk?
Timascus, I think.
Timascus
ring.
See, that's night and day of either a look for me. I mean, to me, that light looks classy, high end. The other light looks to me, just as a non-educated flashlight guy, more like a toy because of the ring and the blue.
See, I think most people agree with you. I love this. I just don't think I need 2, but if nobody ends up buying it, I'm not going to cry about it because I really like it. It has blue everywhere and then the blue secondary. It's very lightweight. It's aluminum. The only thing I don't love about it is that it has these. Why does it keep getting dark like that? What is going on here?
It's real dark in my place for some reason.
turn the studio lighting on and off. Like, why is it doing that? Just because I get closer?
Maybe it's focused on the light. You're high tech, dude.
Super weird. But yeah, I really like it, and I got it for $250. So that's what I'm selling it for. So it's not like I'm asking a lot for it. It's a custom flashlight.
Does it have the dragon deal that allows you to have 2 colors?
Well, yeah, it has blue, and then you have regular. You're talking about no, only the Peanut has the dragon, the quantum dragon. So this has the dragon V3.
I'm not looking for 3 colors.
This has the quantum dragon.
All right, so the quantum dragon does what?
You can, it has one color, but you can switch the color to red, green, or blue whenever you feel like it.
I haven't gotten to there yet. Without switching bulbs?
No, you just program it to a different color. So you can't
just... The board will do it. Will run the LED.
It's all built in. So I now have a stonewashed titanium one and a machined titanium one. This came in yesterday. And I did that video where I modded the glow gasket to fit in here, the green one. So I just did, just today, I did this blue one for this one. And then, of course, me being me, I was like, well, now I need the tumbled titanium because there's also a tumbled titanium. I'm like, I need that one. And then I got to put a red one in there. So then I have all 3 colors already set up. And I have matching glow gaskets. And I talked to Charles at CWF, and I got myself a tumbled titanium one, so it's on the way. And I got a red glow gasket. So I'm gonna.
I'm a big aluminum guy, just because of the weight, the temperature, and the cost.
You said?
I am. That's the ones I usually go for cost. And
I thought I would be, because like cost-wise, it's better, and then for heat dissipation. But honestly, after using all these lights, I think I actually like titanium better.
Who wouldn't?
The titanium, the way it works, the titanium holds the heat in the head near the driver, which is bad if you're going to overheat it. Like if you're going to just
fry your driver more likely.
It's bad. But when you're using it, it's nice. Like this thing, if you get it hot, you're holding it back here, you end up feeling the heat, and it gets to the point where you can't even hold the flashlight. On a titanium light, it'll get hot, but only up here.
Dude, I get it. Google Dynavac one day, and you'll understand that I'm educated on the difference in titanium heat dissipation versus steel. I think it's fascinating, and I've watched your videos, and it's made me, I don't want to tear into one of my 2 lights, but the fact that you're learning on how they're put together.
Thank you, Bloom.
I think you need to come up with a way to get an inexpensive custom tube system set up, and y'all start making some small batch lights.
Well, you can get
with what I mean, you probably got contacts.
Oh, you mean like for Divo?
Yeah, they would just like.
I need Colin to work on the design of the flashlight that I kind of have thought up.
You just think of the battery, I would think, the voltage.
Yeah. Well, I would need to get somebody in the U.S. to machine the bodies. That's the hard part. I know
that's what I was wondering. You couldn't get somebody overseas to machine all the bodies to save cost?
I could, but I don't want to. I would want to do it because I feel like with the flashlight, I can get that done here pretty easily. Where with knives, it's just really goddamn hard. It's just been an absolute struggle. And cost-wise, it doesn't make that much sense. But with flashlights, I think we could do it and sell them for what other people sell them for. I don't think it would be the end of the world. So and then that way it'd be nice to have a U.S. product. But I mean, first we got to come up with a design. Then I got to find a machine shop. So
right, but don't rule out overseas, because to what I could see y'all doing, that would kind of be breakthrough-y. Because I've heard you talk about how much the different components are. Once you do the figuring of what you want the components to be, and Colin designs it, you could bring a custom light to the market, maybe at a lower price point, that runs the Dragon driver, or that's what I'm talking about. You might be able to do something that really, instead of doing what others do and be in the same range, and you could bring cool stuff to people who are making that jump from O-light.
There's people, I think, that sell lights that have them body's machined in China and they do the rest here.
Not
And they call them custom lights anyway.
Name one. I'm not aware of any.
I don't know an actual name off the top of my head, but
that uses quality components, but just saves the cost that they're able to pass to the consumer in the custom body.
I mean, you literally just need the tube and the head.
Right, but I would think you're talking the difference in $50.
Everybody else does the same thing. I don't know.
Would it be wrong to think it'd be the difference of $50 and $200 representatively, regardless of what they really cost? 50 in China, 200
right,
in America for the same tube.
But you get to put the U.S. stamp on it, which is nice.
I know, and I respect that. I know you've been trying to get a U.S. partnership, and you will. I know Divo will. I was just thinking of a way to bring custom lights that were well made, that weren't just a once and done light, that was of the same real quality, because we know.
Yeah. Well, the main thing I want to figure out is how to add secondary lights to this driver, because this Dr. Jones driver is, in my opinion, the best driver, but you can't have secondary lights with it. And
what's the Dr. Jones in?
That's why I like this Dragon driver, because I get the secondary lights. But the only thing I like better about the Dragon driver is the secondary lights. What
light does the other driver that you mentioned that you like, but it doesn't have two lights come in?
It's in this one.
Okay.
But I'm probably going to get this modded to switch it over to a Dragon just because I want the secondary colors.
And
I use this as moonlight mode. What?
And the Focus Works is pretty much baseline in terms of just whatever it uses a little.
Focus Works, I believe, uses a Q light driver, which is just low, medium, high. That's it.
Right.
I think you can like solder shit and fuck with it a little bit and make some changes. But yeah, I mean, Okluma uses the same thing on the DC0. It's just a low, medium, high with low output. I'm going to send my DC0 out also to get this driver put in it so I can program it to do whatever I want.
See, I think Meritech kind of does something like that. This light I haven't taken apart, but it will come apart. You can take off this or this. This is where the battery goes. You take this out and you have access to this big laser thing. But I don't know how much it's soldered together, how much it would be able to be modded. But dude, this light was $149, and it is like the sun. And I know everybody doesn't want the sun.
Yeah, I mean, not at that size range.
No, well, they've got a little guy that's $94, just like the mini sun.
Does the light still have the secondary colors? You talking about this one? Yeah, it has the blue. Oh, because I talked about switching them. I have a video going up tomorrow. I got this yesterday, and I tried to swap them. And I just wasn't comfortable with it because this one has a aluminum pill in there, and this one has copper because this is titanium and this is aluminum. Sometimes you'll see them use aluminum with aluminum, and it works fine. And I did some asking around today, and apparently aluminum and titanium is fine too. But then I also noticed that one of the legs on this optic, they drilled it out and they put tritium in, but one of the like little pieces of legs broke off.
JD.
So when I tried to put it into the opposite, it just didn't really work. So I ended up putting them back, and I just left the broken one in here that I'm going to keep because I'm going to put a new optic in, new LEDs, new tritium. So I'll just fix that up, and then I'm just selling this one the way it came, stock. I did take the glow gasket out because that's what I used in my CWF, but you could buy those and install them if you wanted to.
Joshua, I'm with you. I jumped into two, and I almost jumped into another one that had the two lights, but I couldn't remember why I wanted blue versus.
I know why it's doing it, but it never did it before.
But I like my little cheap. This is like was the most expensive light I had. This little, what's it called? Rovivon. You just push the button and it comes on, or you double click it and it stays on. Little titanium light. And I've got the thinner one and the little mini mic.
I think maybe I was just
That's all I need.
too close, maybe. Let me try.
I just got a bad habit for buying shit.
I think I just had it like the camera too close or the lighting was too high. Now it's fine.
I almost texted you at about 2 o'clock in the morning, but I felt like if you were up, you would have been pissed. My raccoon cleaver. I never had any problems with my raccoon. The one you sent me, I gave away after I got the raccoon cleaver, which is really the worn clip for the sheep's foot. And I took it out of the case last night, and the button was totally stuck, and the blade was just loose. I hadn't used it or anything, and so I took it apart. I figured the spring had broken, was what my thought.
All right, there's no good way to do that one. All right.
Oh, you don't have to use it. I can even pull it off. That's just my table. I just have it up there because it's shined up. Is it taking resources? Because I can pull it out.
No, that's fine. I wish it was thinner. You're talking about this? I'll tell you, man, when I got into lights, obviously, I was diehard AAA size. And I really thought I would never be into the bigger size lights. As soon as I got Okluma and the F2 and I bumped it up to that AA size, I don't know why, but I was like, okay, I'll try the AAA or the 18350 size, and no problem. Honestly, I prefer the triple emitter size. This one's a 16340, but it's the same size as a 18350. They do that because they have this sleeve system.
I've got a bunch of unprotected LG vape cells that are all almost new because I quit vaping after I bought about 12. They're the brown wraps. So if you ever need any 18350s, let me know. Check out my latest From Russia with Love.
Nice. It was CKF?
Huh?
CKF?
No, what do you think it is?
Oh, it looks like a Tucson.
It is a Tucson. I was seeing if I could pass it off on you, but it's a nice Tucson, dude.
You said From Russia with Love.
I know. I was going to see if I could fake y'all out, but it's a different Tucson. It's a 380 something. I saw it on White Mountain Knives.
What's it doing trying to pass off shit knives for good knives?
This is not there. I'm going to send this to you before I give it away because it's
what's up with Tucson? How do they still exist? I never see them anywhere anymore.
They're at either White Mountain Knives. I checked.
Does Jared review them anymore? I don't want.
No. Jared had like 5 or 6 that he wasn't pleased with, but I think he was getting a lot. Where I'm picking out the ones that look like I can look at Tucson.
I thought he was like single-handedly keeping them alive.
I've always, and I bought and given away a lot from White Mountain Knives simply by browsing, and I could tell, with the exception of the one that had the big ass hole in it that I almost cut my finger off with, I can almost always tell which ones are going to be good knives or decent knives versus shitty knives. Like I knew Collins' knife, which I still have, was going to be a good knife. This knife, the designer is somebody by the name of
didn't know that.
Or Keanu. Keanu, have you ever heard that name?
Yeah, Keanu. He designed the Good Boy and the Glock for Best Tech.
I'm not familiar with those, but that's who designed this. And
you seen those Metal Complex videos where he breaks a Best Tech button lock 4 times and then he finally
that his knife. I've heard about it. I haven't really. I watched.
That's the Good Boy. That's actually a cool knife.
Well, this knife is kind of chunky. It's not heavy, I wouldn't say, but it feels like a knife. You know, it's not thin. I haven't measured it. I haven't reviewed it, but it's M390, tall flat grind, super sharp. Guess how much money it was? Carbon fiber, the old school carbon fiber on both sides.
$20.
Now I didn't get it on eBay.
What?
I didn't get it on eBay. I got it at White Mountain Knives.
I don't know, $150.
$99 before discount.
$99 with my code.
$99 before I use Lefty10. Did you see the comment I put on your post earlier?
Yeah, I responded and said, not on this knife, because the Bade Titan, the code is only, my code is the only one that's supposed to work, but apparently they changed that and now they all work. I guess they're not selling.
I wasn't even talking about that. You didn't like the giraffe, the little cute baby giraffe with
Hey,
all silver horns?
Blue, this one's for you, buddy. This one's for you, buddy. I found this sticker.
I
Found this
thought that
sticker
they
in
would
my
also
stuff.
get the discount plus a baby giraffe would be helpfully born.
We're gonna give this away today. I'll just drop it up here in the corner. Watch.
I've got a couple of I got a JD for EDC sticker.
You guys want one of these? I'm just gonna drop one of these over Javon's head. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Teabagged them. So we'll give away that sticker. I also have a Olight Goober. And I have a Kaiser Yacht. I think it's the Yacht. Yes, the Kaiser Yacht.
God, I prefer the F2. That's the one that I keep in my pocket. My only regret is I got the 40 or the 45. I forget, the more yellow.
Yeah, the 4000. I regret that as well.
Well, I could have gotten either, but since I had the 5000 and the F3, I figured I might as well mix it up to see what the difference was. And I learned, I mean, I like them both. They'll both help me get the key in the door, right?
Yeah.
But my F3 has the same everything except for the 5000 versus the 4000, right, Kevin?
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
Yeah, I'm okay with aluminum depending on the light. It depends. Like, I don't know, but I definitely prefer aluminum. If you came out with a Divo light, yeah, I mean, we want to do it, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to just get it machined, put a drag and driver in it, and then sell it. Like, yeah, it would be cool. It would still be a cool thing. I kind of want to figure out how to do that, throwing a secondary on that other driver. I don't know.
You could do both. I mean, you could do something that's revolutionary to people who are starting to get into custom lights, a lot of because your exposure at a lower price point. And then you could also do an American made with the same basic designs and have one a dash P like the Alley P and one be the Divo turd burglar or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but the only reason you're saying that is because you want to get a cheaper light.
No, I'm not talking about me because I'm done with lights. I'm not even your market that you're speaking to. I'm looking objectively at people that you could bring into the custom light market who aren't going to pay $350 to $400 for a light, even though it's worth it.
But I wouldn't be doing it
unless the components are more expensive. When you talk about that copper sleeve, that drag and driver, or even if you went with lesser driver, and the parts besides the tube, even the little spring things, what are you looking at? Are you looking at $100? Or are you looking at $50?
I'll show you. Want to go down the rabbit hole here?
I'm just kind of curious if it makes sense for Divo as a business.
So look, if you
I have nothing to gain. I would just think
go to Charles's website, you can buy the drag and driver. You can even buy it. You can buy just the driver for $20, or you can buy the whole thing ready to drop in with the color on it and everything.
Which is what we want. You'd want that. Get the cheapest.
So to make it easy, I could just buy this. This is amber, but let's say we bought blue, so it would come driver ready to go. Then you just have to have the two.
Is that one of 5 parts or one of 4 parts?
Well, we're gonna work through this.
I'm trying to keep your head straight. I'll forget and I don't have my notepad.
So you'll have the tube and the head, and then you have to machine the pill, the copper part that goes in there. Technically, if you look, like, he'll sell the pill, but this will fit, hit some lights. It won't fit all lights, but I could make the flashlight to spec so this fit.
That would be my question. So you could either
or you can machine it. You
machine.
can machine it yourself, which would probably be cheaper, honestly. This is
So,
$30. But let's just say this. So that was 25 for the driver, 30 for this. So we're up to
$60.
So we're at $55. Then I can get the switches from Magizmo. I just ordered some myself. You can get them for $7.50 with a rubber cover and everything. I think maybe the O-ring too. So $7.50 for that. So let's say we're at $70-ish, $65-$70 right there.
Get your glow gaskets because you like those. I know you want.
Yeah, but I could get those for cheaper if I had them made or looked around or whatever. They wouldn't be $25. We could call it like
$25. Well, even though you could sell them as an option. So add that to it. Just so you're thinking about a bougie light that you would carry that wasn't American.
And then you're looking at like $3 to $5 for screws because you need clip screws, right? So we're at close to.
I would think you'd need a Lynch style at least value clip to make it.
I would probably want to design either make a wire clip fit, which would be kind of interesting, or design a milled clip. Probably would be the smart
$40-$50 maybe we could say safely.
I mean, cost-wise, it wouldn't be.
Well, let's just
I don't know. That I don't know.
And how many?
That would be part of the tube and the head. That would be different.
Okay.
The clip you can buy just clips. I mean, they exist that you can just buy and throw on, but I wouldn't want to do that.
Gotcha.
And then you can go to Mountain Electric here. And this is where you could buy the LEDs for it. So let's say I want Nichia.
And that would be based on different colors, or can you just pick any of the sets and they'll run the colors?
Oh, wait, no, I wouldn't have to do this because it would be included. It would already be on that driver. Never mind.
That's what I was wondering on that little thing.
So what we would need then is the we'd have the driver. Wait. So does that driver come with both sides? Because it looked like, hang on.
I didn't see the spring thing that it attaches to at the top and the bottom that makes it.
Here's the complete. Oh, this is the MCPCB. Got it.
Yeah.
So this would be $25. Then you'd have to buy the driver for $20. So altogether, it's closer to $50.
Right.
So you'd have to do that $50 plus all the other stuff we mentioned. You're probably looking at $125
in components.
If you go back to Mountain Electronics, you can get the glass, and then you can get the what's the other shit we need?
Well, for this quasi performa, let's just say 150.
Oh, the optic. I bought a bunch of these yesterday. You go here and you go to optics, Carclo optics. 105.08, depending on what you want. You can get narrow, medium, frosted, whatever. They're $2. I mean, they're $1.50.
Let's make it 150 in components, so you can pimp it out the way you want to, or offer a couple of different variations, right? So
yeah, but then I gotta get all the titanium machined and shit.
That's where the question comes in. So, and you got to get the pill, the clip.
Yeah. So sure, if we had China do it. You just add another $50 maybe. You're looking at $200 to make it.
And if you have America do it, who I love, I'm born
I have
here.
no idea. It might be $100.
I bet it's closer to $2.
I don't know, because then these lights would be. Well, see, these guys are machining them themselves, probably.
They've got to.
Like this guy, I bought this. It was $275. And I asked him straight up, are these machined in the U.S. or China? Because he doesn't do the machining. He confirmed that. He said they are outsourced, but it's outsourced in the U.S. So he can sell this for $275. This is aluminum. His titanium one was $325. His titanium one in the 18350 size is $450.
The material should only vary based on exchange.
But this is $550 from Charles. in titanium.
Well, different people could, like you say, if you're running your own machine shop and you're having to absorb the cost of why can't I think of the fucking thing that turns table legs? Somebody hit me up. A lathe. So all you need is a small lathe. And when you look at the size of the biggest tube,
Pretty much all you need is a lathe. Yeah. I don't know if you could do the clip on that, but.
No, you'd need something else for a clip or outsource a clip. But that's the type of thinking when I was talking to Colin, I would think about, because you could make a really big difference if you could bring a dope light that comes in under, because if it's aluminum tube and the threading's done the way you like threading, I've noticed you mention that on several of your lights, that it's a big distinction that you can feel. But if you could find the threading, so if you could find somebody that could build to those tolerances with some of the relationships you have, you might be able to bring a better light. And you're not pissing on America. You're just basically responding to an emerging part of an EDC market that's emerging. I would think that would be a launch board before Cole does it.
Before Cole does what?
Comes up with the idea. I'm kidding.
Idea for what? What are you talking about?
For coming up with the light that he can do. I was just making a little underhanded jab at my buddy Cole. I love Cole, by the way. He actually got me my name. I just pick on him because he's an easy target.
Let's see. Any good flashlight with a rotating head? I need a rotating one for when I'm working on the machines at work. The only one I can think of is the Arkfeld. What did I do with those? Did I give those away?
I gave mine away. I agree with you, Darth. This is the 396.
Maybe I gave away the. Oh no, here it is. So they make this Arc Flex. Olight does, where the head flexes. Hold on, I'll get it out.
Really well done knife. And everyone I've had, with the exception of one, because the clip was fatally flawed,
has been flexes down, and then it's magnetic, so it's really good for that kind of stuff, because you can magnetize it and get it on almost any angle you would need.
Is that the foldable Arkfeld?
Yeah. And then Woobin has one called the W3, or no, the X3 Owl, and that one rotates, it spins around, kind of similar. I think that might have a magnet as well. I'm not positive on that.
Woobin was having some love emails back and forth with me, and this is before I heard the grapevine there was a big Amazon issue. And I quit hearing from them, and they've blown me off now. So, I mean, I don't have the company. Woobin had reached out, and I was going to, try out a couple of their lights. And then I heard that there was a big issue, because I've heard it from Ray, after a big sale that he promoted, that they had a whole pallet get lost at an Amazon store that was going to distribute them. And it was causing them some back order issues. And so I never reached back out, but they quit contacting me at that point. And I'm sure it was because of the logistics of whatever that caused.
Yeah, I don't know. They've sent me a few things. I haven't had any issues.
Early on, I had if companies were smart, they send me stuff, because like I had a little plastic, I've given it away since, what's it called? Robivon sent to me. And I immediately liked the simplicity of how the button, you could just push it on and see where you wanted to go or release it and it'd be off. So from that, I bought a mini aluminum that I ended up giving away because I bought a mini titanium. Then I bought the fat short titanium, all Robivons, all from Amazon, all because they sent me a little plastic one. And then I guess they figured they'd get me again, and they sent me a little plastic one that you could put a battery in too. It didn't do anything for me, so I just gave it away. But they haven't sent me anything yet.
I've seen the prototype, Happy, but I haven't seen much else. Buy the SOC one and put a Divo sticker on. So yeah, that was one of the things that sent me down the rabbit hole. The something obscene flashlight, it looks like, is actually from Marek Sue. Because I talked to a guy who
they're doing a rebrand. See, that's what you call a custom, or what do you call it? A private label. That's
yeah,
where
it's a
you
white
can,
label.
or yeah, white label or private label.
This guy told me that they were looking into getting a flashlight made, and this company basically offered this exact light to them.
Exactly. That's where.
So this is the something obscene light.
Anybody that you compete with overseas that's not really thinking ahead, that's their option to brand already existing lights that they can buy in bulk. And
So
then
here,
they
I'll show
figure
you
out.
guys. I think they just copy designs as well. So this is Marek Sue. This is a Mech Force light. I don't know if they copied it, or that's what I think, because this is a Hanko light, and they just copied that. But if you look at, where is it? This is a barrel light. That looks just like the light I just showed you.
No question. And I know you can't do anything with China, but someone wants to use that light and buy
They have the glow gaskets, but you'd have to cut out the cutouts. It's pretty cool. They have them for the tail cap, but you don't naturally light up the tail cap, so that doesn't make sense. Where's the light that looks just like the? There's the one that looks just like the something obscene one. And now it's not here. It was like on their eBay store, though.
They probably pull. It's probably somewhere else. But once something obscene offered it, if it was my design and I was a small designer who had no resources, I would have ChatGPT write me a cease and desist letter to that company mentioning my light, because it would tie it all together with anything I'd put out on the light. And then I'd sign it a fake attorney's name. And I would at least try to get that company scared to not release it. It seems like I would do the same if I was EDC.
No, but I think in this case, something obscene bought the lights from them.
Which is maybe why it's not on their site, which is something totally different, but it's not original.
Like, I think they have designs that you can pick from, and then you can change a couple things and slap your logo on it and then buy it in bulk. I think that's what happened. I don't know if he designed that light from the ground up, because if you look at the instructions, it was exactly the same programming instruction sheet that this company had.
And I'm sure that it's exactly what we just said, either a white label or a private label where they had the chance to maybe exclusively release it.
Is not necessarily a morally incorrect thing.
No, I'm not saying that at all. Right. I'm just saying it's not original. So if Divo, who's always brought original designs to the market, except for the net that looks
they don't like the flashlight talk. All right, let's talk about Kaiser's new releases. And then I'm going to open this prototype from Casey. So
I was going to say something real quick first about your video talking about your year in review and the Divo buzz, because I never bought into the stout, not because I didn't buy into you, but I didn't buy into the design. And I know that's probably been the most popular design, but I agree that this is the best freaking knife of Divo's that I have in my possession. And if there are a few still available, the only thing that kind of gives me a chap ass is mine doesn't have texture, but it still feels good. This is a great knife, guys. For $350 or however much it is, I'd buy it again if I lost it. But that's just my 2 cents on this knife.
That knife's awesome.
Yeah. And the stouts, I'm sure, are awesome. It's just not my jam, unfortunately.
Was that a flashlight? You had to wear white gloves, not the finger. Actually, dude, the guy who sold me this, he took pictures in gloves. This shit went right in my pocket and got dinged up immediately. I don't baby gear. I'll buy fancy shit, but then I'll just carry it. Do the fancy dragon flashlights turn themselves on just by you thinking you need light? Yes, they do, actually. How'd you know that?
But MC does make a good point about he doesn't wear gloves to protect it. But if you've got Damascus, which that light does, on it, and you put a fingerprint on it, it does take away immediately from the resilience of the Damascus. You can easily take Windex and clean it up. But when you're showing off a lot of Damascus or even a little Damascus, I think wearing gloves is probably the norm, not the outlier. If you're selling Damascus, like a jeweler showing a ring, right?
Yeah, sure, if you're selling it. But this guy owned it, you know. The other thing I want to talk about is a lot of you guys here aren't into flashlights, you're into knives, but there's a weird thing in the flashlight world that's different than the knife world, where in the knife world, when you sell a knife, you always tell people, I have the original packaging, just like it came, whatever, right? If there's a COA, you keep it. And then when you buy it when you buy one or you sell it, you expect that COA to be in there and everything, right? Unless you say it's not in there, whatever.
Or the box is missing.
Almost every flashlight I buy, they never mention it. And then half the time, I don't even get a box. Like this one showed up wrapped up in a microfiber, and that was it. There was no COA. There's no nothing. This one came in the box, but didn't have a COA in it. I talked to the guy. It seems like maybe it didn't have a COA to begin with, but you know, like all of these, this one came just in a piece of something, and then it had the COA with it. Luckily, I kept that. So if anybody buys this, again, $250 barrel rail, I'll send the COA. But for the most part, it's like people just chuck that stuff with flashlights.
There's two reasons they don't come with COAs. There's one of two reasons. Yeah, I'm sure you can come up with a third. One, they're very, very basic, and they don't realize they can print or have a card printed that they can just fill in.
No, this is the secondary. If I bought one new, I always get that stuff.
Okay. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is weird. Like
that is
in
weird.
The knife world, our instinct is to keep all the packaging, all the stuff. But it seems like in the flashlight world, they're just like, fuck it, I got the light, chuck it.
And maybe they're planning on never selling it until, maybe it's a different type of game.
Yeah, and I think part of it is the packaging isn't as big of a thing. Like they don't come in cool boxes. Like usually it's just a form of a shipping box that they cut out foam in and shit. So I think people don't feel the need to keep it either.
That's possible. What's funny is I got my first Strider from Scotch and Things found me a new one. And did
counterfeiting, but it's usually obvious, Josh, because it'll be like these lights we were just showing, because they'll have like this fucking weird driver with multicolors and all this shit.
If the price is too low, it's just, and they might be ripping off, because if I was going to be a counterfeiter, right? I'm not. I would make it like $30 less than what you could buy one for.
I got a deal on this one. I got this for $475.
See, I would be the guy that sold Lefty that counterfeit.
That ring alone, I think, sold for $200, and the flashlight probably $550 new, $595 new. Actually, I think, because it has the milled clip. So this light was probably with the ring and everything. My guess, somewhere around $7.
Does it use one size fatter battery than the F2 or F3, or does it use a 13 or whatever this is?
One size. This takes a 16340, but it's just as fat as an 18350, because the whole thing with barrel flashlights is they have the ring and they have a sleeve that goes in there, so that there's like that polished titanium sleeve in here. And that's part of the way they do the design. So if you pull that sleeve out, you can actually pop an 18350 in here and it'll work. But then you can see the battery, which is probably dangerous. Here, I'll show you.
Mine came with sleeves for an 18350.
So if you look at this one, the one I'm selling here, right? It's a 16340 battery. So do you know how battery denominations work?
I used to when I vape shit.
So it goes by width. So 16340, 16 millimeters in
Yeah,
diameter.
yeah. How the number reads out.
Yeah. So here, check this out. This thing has a black sleeve in it. So I can pull this out. And then now
It'll hold a 21,700.
no, now it'll hold an 18,350. So basically, basically this flashlight is made like any other 18,350 flashlight, but then they have this sleeve component that makes it thinner.
Right, which will still operate the light, not as long, but it doesn't rattle because it's got a sleeve that's keeping it.
Yeah, it's a design aesthetic, basically.
The last question, and we won't talk any more flashlights. So this is the head of my Ameritac. It's a little trier, right? Or tri-beam. And they recommended these 21,700 batteries. They're the flat tops, right? And most times when I look at lights, they'll take the flat top or the button top as long as they're unprotected or whatever. And my question is, the spring on this is so stiff, it has pushed in the head of my battery. See that?
Hard to tell, sure.
But you can see that the battery's kind of smushed in from this. It still works. The light works, but my charger
battery.
Well, that's what I'm saying. My charger just doesn't pick it up. Do you think I can get a button head in the same size and the same voltage?
Wait, no, it should be a, what are you using? A flat top or a button?
It's currently a flat top, but the flat top, the way that they're designed and the strength of the spring pushes it back and makes it depress where the flat top is
like a button top would be even harder because it's taller.
But you would think that, and then you look at.
But there's no like.
The Focus Works, look, this has the same logistics on the lid or on the lens. The same little nivet that's pushing down, right?
There should be a spring
smaller on version. But it has a button top that's reinforced that's pushing up into the spring as opposed to those flat little pieces.
I've never bought 21,700.
Well, if you ever do, I'll make you
asking if they come in button top.
I'll make you a really good deal on one of these. Because I've got two for like $9. I even made it look like your buddies.
They're so cheap, dude. Oh, here. Yeah, you got me, dude. I fucking ordered a whole bunch of them.
Dude, they work great, don't they?
They do. They seem a little more expensive, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Javon found these on Amazon. They're called Slimline. And they just pop in like that. You can get them in, they hold 2, 4, or 8, or 2, 4, or 6. They come in 2 packs. I bought a bunch, and they are slim. They're a lot smaller than those other ones. So
and you can buy those bands. Those same bands will go and fit them. Because these bands, because I've got this band right here, and I tried it on, even though it's a much shorter case. And I don't know if they sell these bands in different cases. They were like $1, right? These bands.
Yeah, the bands are $1.
Yeah, so if you want to just make them that much more waterproof because you're that
good
hardcore.
point, Marcel. We didn't necessarily cover that. You should throw that battery away.
That's right. That's what they used to tell me in the vape store when they thought I was going to blow myself up because I was a fucking cloud chugger. I appreciate your concern, Marcel, but I'm not going to blow myself up, brother.
Yeah, but you should still throw away that battery because
I agree. I'm not going to recharge it, but why shouldn't I let it burn out? Is there a reason I shouldn't let it continue to charge?
Well, it's already damaged, so it might be good to just get rid of it.
No, it's not damaged. Keep in mind, there's nothing broken. It's just depressed past where my charger picks it up. You know how
that means it's damaged.
It's deformed.
Oh my God, dude. You and your fucking
politically correct, man. Have some heart. And I noticed that too on my
yeah, the Django is pretty cool, man. I liked it better than I thought I would.
If it was a frame lock, I would be in. I have totally ruled out all Tucson button lock, or what do you call them? Axis locks moving forward. But
Tucson made axis locks?
Huh?
What?
Not Tucson. Kunwu. The Django.
Yeah, the
the big
springs are just,
cow.
yeah.
And even the thick springs are good. I've got one with the magnet mod. Now, Saigon's sending me an updated magnet mod that he came up with. Dude, I think when that gets dialed in, that's going to make axis lock knives a lot more desirable.
What are you talking about now?
The magnet mods that people are learning which magnets to use, which adhesives hold
Here's
them in
the
place.
thing, dude. That people don't care. 90% of people do not give a shit about a weak ass spring. I don't know what it
They
is.
like to just hold the spring probably and flip the motherfucker out like I used to.
But Kaiser, man, Kaiser's getting it. They need to keep including stronger springs, though. They haven't been doing that. This one is the new Task. I love this knife. It's got a sheep's foot blade, thumb studs, and it comes set on the strongest setting. It's good. It's actually really good. I don't think most people would love it. I like it, but I still would put the strong springs in if they sent them. But they don't anymore, which is weird. So
I like the Veratus. I wish it had a stronger detent. I really like the
Rat, you
Hercules.
mean?
The Veratus or Veritas.
Oh, the Veritas. I have that right here. I love this, dude.
It's
This
a
is
great
the
knife.
new.
I wish it had a little. Yours might have a stronger detent than mine.
Not really, but left-handed. I'm on the lock bar, so it really adds pressure, which makes it feel like it does.
And don't get me wrong, it works great. I don't fail it. It
But
just
it's a
doesn't
foot
have that.
flipper, so it has to
That's
have a
right.
softer.
And you don't watch my channel because I fucking hate front flippers. I even talked about your front flipper being unique in that the way you've got this little bolster angle in the bolster here, this little curve, it gives me somewhere with my squirrel brain to aim. And that's like the front flick. And by the way, if you watch my channel, I hate and do not endorse front flippers. I wish they'd go away. But this top one that you have here is so well jimped, you can't tell that. And they snap. And I can even take my finger, and I've got a short finger. I never can do reach overs. And on this little knife, but I prefer the flick it. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
the reach around. That's because we have it jimped all the way to right here.
right. That's what I'm saying. As far as the top flipper goes, it wouldn't look. And on your truck video, you talked about it's not intuitive. So when I did the unboxing, I was kind of like, I'm going to fuck this up. And dude, this is one of the most intuitive front flippers for somebody who hates front flippers that I've had. Maybe you're used to grabbing them somewhere else.
I don't know. I've noticed it takes a little bit to get used to, but.
Have you seen that carbon fiber? I think it's hideous.
Oh, you did get a Kaladin in?
Yeah, I did. But this is my buddy A to Z's V1. And I think I found out.
Did I send it to you?
Huh?
Did I end up sending you?
Dave sent me this one, the V2.
Dude.
And so I wanted to pick up the V1 for my buddy to see what the difference was. And the only difference I can tell is Jim's.
I think I sent you the V2.
Did you?
Remember we talked about it?
I think you said you talked to Dave and he was sending me something different because he sent me a mutt.
That's why I sent it, because he said he was going to send you a mutt and a scaffold.
I'll send it back to you, buddy. I don't mind.
But yeah, it's just
the only thing I can tell different, and tell me if I'm missing something, because you might have talked to Jim, but his logo on the V1 was on the pivot.
Yeah.
And then Tuyas was on the blade. The only difference I can tell, I haven't mic'd the clip, but now his maker's mark on the V2, the pivot's clean, and his maker's mark is on the blade.
Yeah,
still
the pivot is captive now. It wasn't on the V1.
Okay, so that's something else?
Yeah, okay. And then there was probably a few other changes he asked for that they didn't do, like lowering.
How did you figure that out? Just send him a message, because I kind of want to not just show the V2. I kind of want to talk about any improvements that were made, and if there weren't a lot, I'll leave it out.
Yeah, I talked about it in my video, but you could ask Jim.
I'll watch your video. That way, if I fuck it up, I can blame you. Since you and Jim are friends.
My bro just bought an O clip the other week and lost it on his first day taking it to work.
Dude, the one that I love.
Told him you were proud.
Is Colin's and Dave's knife. And I'm sure Colin did most of it. But I love this.
Yeah, the mutt is cool.
It reminds me
Okay,
of
so
a
he sent
royal
you the Kaladin and the mutt.
royal. And the mutt. The mutt,
He
yeah.
didn't send you the scaphoid. I love the scaphoid. That one's the shit.
Yeah, that looked like a beautiful knife. But this, in terms of what I kind of dig, and I didn't think I'd like the shield when I saw it, but something about Colin's designs, and they're different than Divo designs. I mean, none of them look the same. I mean, I don't see a lot of the same design language, so I can tell that y'all are communicating on what y'all do compared to what his normal drawings are. But this is just a great little pocket knife. My buddy A to Z, it was too small for him, which I can understand. But for a medium-sized guy like me,
this one has the lightning anno on it that I fucking despise, but it actually looks really good on this knife. I think Kaiser was calling it Timascus at one point, but it's definitely lightning anno.
That looks a lot better though than my titanium, my raw titanium.
Oh, dude, this thing is
same price
absolute
point, or was it
fire.
more money? Was that over two? I think mine was 169, something like that.
I don't know if they're charging more for it. They're releasing on the 2nd. I don't know what the price is, but.
And is it fair to say that the Lush is going to come back?
Yeah,
Because the links that I'm putting to it, is it going to be a traditional pocket knives? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean it's their.
It will continue to be.
Their model, yeah. This one's the Cryptid from Kaiser. It's a new button lock they're doing. It actually has a good spring in there. It's got a good detent. It kind of looks like the original, and then they changed it up to have a wild ass blade, but it's a new designer. At least as far as I know, I can't remember his name, but it's got this little octopus.
Can I mount this Circuity backspacer in my Buzz sideways?
What?
This Circuity backspacer you have on sale for the Buzz.
Yeah.
It looks so much cooler from the side. And I know that's how Circuity is.
Oh, that's just how that's how they have to cut it.
I know, I'm kidding.
Because they get it in bar stock or whatever it is. All right, let me open this.
God damn it, Lefty. And there are reverse tuxes on the site.
Tempest Fractus Concept OEM. Changes so far. Lock bar chamfer add, left clip option, inlay screws black, clip screw T8. All right.
I saw did you see Super Steel Steve's video this morning?
No, I don't watch that guy.
Dude, he's selling knives now. He's not an asshole, but he made a funny point that you're
he's definitely an asshole, but he knows that.
Dude, but he's a nice guy in reality. People play assholes because it's their persona. And I can get it that you don't have to, people can hate people because of that. But I've broken bread with him. And he is an engaging, nice, willing to share whatever he knows. And again, he's a know-it-all, but I like that about him. And people call him out. I watched him walk up to the Microtech guy and have a fucking debate with him right in the middle of the floor. And it was uncomfortable for that guy. And I appreciate that shit.
An argument about what?
About something that Microtech had done around the Axle times. It was Blade Show in Atlanta. And I can't remember if it was the Axle getting them pushed out of a couple of places or if it was something about it was an issue he had with Marfione. So he went up and he talked to Marfione. It's all on film.
Oh, that's who it was. Okay. All right, here it is. Here it is. First thing I'll say is this thing is fucking sexy. That is a beautiful silhouette right there. That is beautiful.
Now, what's that called?
The contouring is sick. This is the
first one coming back is a different material, like makeup. What is that you're holding?
What?
Show what you're holding, because I was looking down when you.
So I just showed. It's the
Okay,
practice.
very nice.
The contouring is freaking epic.
Is that a different OEM than Kubi?
Yeah, it's concept. Dude, you don't listen to anything, do
You
you?
just I did.
I
Heard you because I was going to say the only concept I thought the only concept I had was this one, and now I remembered I've got the concept bulldozer that I also like. I just don't carry it. So now I listen. I just forget. I'm fucking got short-term memory loss, dude. You got a 63 dead shows over 5 years. Tell me what you can remember. I didn't think so.
God damn. This thing has some amazing sounds. Listen to this.
It looks, you know what it reminds me of? Close it again. Hold it up after you flick it.
That fires, dude. Oh, wait. I was worried. So one of my issues with the Jaeger 3 was it had the same kind of bolster lock where it's kind of like how Sharp by Design does it. That's just the example I can think of, where it still has a sliver of the lock bar, but a lot of it's covered by an inlay here. So I would call it a bolster lock, sub frame lock, whatever. That's the older version.
Frame locks forever. That was my point. I was giving the frame lock forever look.
So
screws make sense.
The issue with it as a lefty is even if you're on the inlay part, you can still rest your finger across onto that lock bar. But the Jaeger is flat slab. There's no contouring. This has contouring. So even if I'm putting my thumb down here, because of the contouring, it doesn't put any of the pressure on that lock bar. So I can just put my thumb wherever and it fires out no problem because of that. So that's awesome.
The profile that I've closed looks sick, and the profile that I've opened looks sick. Those are the two things I look at first. And the blade to handle looks really even.
Yeah. So the blade to handle was one of my concerns on it when he was showing me pictures of the prototypes and everything. But in person, I think it looks good.
JD, I agree. The look does look very sweet.
Tip comes down nice and far.
Do we know about, is that a $250 knife? Is it a $300 knife?
You gotta ask Casey, but I think he's trying to keep it under $250. Casey, comfortable in hand. You got an 8-inch knife. That's a good size for most people.
That's the first one to really make me go, ooh, ah.
Man, those inlays are really well done too by Concept. So the clip is reversible, but when you flip it over, it's on a cant, so it like sticks out over here. So I think what he's doing is gonna just have a lefty clip. I don't think you'd be able, dude. It's pretty flexible, Casey.
I've got to
just bend it.
That reminded me to queue up Super Steel Steve's video. You got to show it.
All right. Hold on though.
And I'll try to fast. Oh, you don't have to do it now.
But
and we can fast forward to his left-handed, what they do in Japan.
On the field duty, you could flip the clip and then you just bend the clip over to fit. And you might be able to do that with this, Casey, because it's pretty flexible. The material is not super thick. So that might work.
Does it mount on the back?
Yeah.
So what is it between you two, like just a ballpark figure? $50 for another clip, $30 for another clip to make a lefty, to make it optional in the batch, or let you choose?
You mean like cost-wise or what?
Yeah, just like if you were going to not affect your margin and you wanted to handle the lefty problem, which I would think you buy 10% and offer them as an either or you could be a nice guy where 90% of them get thrown away.
Yeah, I would just buy, like we're doing that on a model coming up. I would just buy like 50 lefty clips or 50 lefty whatever.
And have it as a pull down choice.
No, I would just sell them after the fact or something, or give them to people. I don't know. Figure it out.
I would just
I think
do it as a
most people
why wouldn't you
wouldn't
do it as
care.
a pull down choice where when y'all are quality checking them, you've got that printout and you can put a lefty or a righty on it and not even fuck with that after the fact.
I guess.
I'll
Yeah.
put all the clips on. That's a no brainer. You pay me $1,000, I'll put your clips on. In two
I
Mexican
think
pieces.
so feedback wise, I think it might be cool if the jimping just ran all the way up. Because when I choke up, my thumb lands right here, and there's no jimping here.
What's
So if
the
I go into a
downside of full
pinch grip,
jimping? Because that's one thing I like about the Gripper V2. What do you lose if you jimp it? When you close it, are you losing something in ergonomics by not
no,
having
I
it
think
there?
maybe he aesthetically doesn't want to. He doesn't like jimping, but I will say that the jimping on this knife really gives it a cool, like aesthetic sort of look. So that's my only hesitation with saying jimp it all the way is aesthetically it looks fucking really cool the way it is.
What if you split the difference with
But
a
my
couple
thumb literally lands right in between. So
So
I
what
would
if you
like to
split
have
the
a
difference
spot.
and put a couple of jumps in the middle? Would that make it more symmetrical or would it make it look too busy?
That would look dumb if you added more in the middle, yeah.
I'm not a knife designer. I get
It
it.
would be either all of it or leave it, I think. That's a lot of jumping. Yeah, but dude, we did it on the Growler V2 and people seem to like it.
Night and day in terms of someone who doesn't even notice it because it's not too aggressive. But now I do notice jimping or on slip joints, they call them finger
I
ridges.
think it would work.
To me, it just gives me a place, a target to put my finger.
It's really different jimping. Like it's aggressive. It's nice, dude. It's cool. It gives it an aggressive feel to the knife that I think is nice. The backspacer is really good. Yeah, this thing's sick, dude. Looks like you have T8 on the body screws. Hold on, where is
No, but my raccoon button lock fix video ended after
Oh,
29
nice.
minutes of fucking frustration.
That T8,
First video I recorded and deleted.
T6, T6. So I would definitely try to get them to do a T8 on this screw. But honestly, dude, if you're gonna get a whole new clip for the lefties, it almost might be worth doing changing it to like a internally mounted. Man, fuck the lefties.
Let me know when I can share Steve's
I
video.
know I'm the lefty, but like I don't know, man. If you could just do an internally mounted clip here, get it mounted to the rear, get rid of this up here, and just fuck the lefties. Don't even do anything for the lefties. It would look better. Like you don't have the same obligation that I do with that.
I carried, because I went and
But
met my buddy to pick up his Caladan or
I
whatever you
get it.
call it, Caladan, and I carried a knife in my left pocket
This is awesome, dude.
and didn't notice much difference. But I had a knife in my right pocket and in my back pocket because I was carrying multiple knives. But I guess there's a downside with pulling it out with your left hand if it's on the wrong side. If it's facing the wrong way.
I feel it right-handed. Dude, if you could sell this for under 250, this is a home run. Yeah, this is sick. Man, that fucking dude, it fires too.
That is smooth looking. I love the blade shape.
I mean, dude, the thumb flick, if I'm not holding the blade in, it's good.
I hate thumb flick. I'll never thumb flick a knife, and I'll
If
never
you're
touch it.
right-handed, you get really good access to it. Guess I was on the lock bar.
I'll slow roll a knife, but I won't thumb flick it. my
So
thumb.
you can slow roll it. You can reverse flick it. You can thumb flick it. You can probably do this gay stuff. Lock bar chamfer, I think, is smart. That's a no-brainer. He asked for that. They didn't do it. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know if you could ask them to do it internally on the relief. That might be cool. But since you have the clip landing on carbon fiber, I bet it just slides right in. Yeah. No problem. I would maybe ask them to make the clip thicker, make the material thicker, because especially if you're going to do lefty and righty ones, then I would just make it a thicker. You're not going to try to flip it because it's not the thinnest rear mounted clip I've seen, but I think you could flex it pretty easy. I think making this thicker would be cool. They did a great job on your pivot, dude. This might be the best one I've seen. Here's a comparison. Yeah, they really did a cool interpretation of it. Here's the jet stream.
Good night. I'm doing good, brother.
Which, by the way, he sold out the jet streams yesterday. Hell yeah, dude. This is a banger, too.
Yeah, MC love that.
But yeah, I think I like their pivot the best. That's really nice. Especially the lock side. Well, they're both cool. But I like how they added that extra little piece in there. Kind of looks like a microphone. It looks awesome. And then there's micro milling on all the titanium that looks sick. There's 2 stop pins, one there.
What are the different colorways that y'all are thinking about?
Very nice. S90V, machine satin. Yeah, dude, you got a winner here, brother. I think he's trying to drop this in January as a pre-order. I mean, I could easily see this going for 300, 350. Somebody else did this, they would sell this for 350. And it feels that way. I mean, it feels that good. Concepts, man, they're fucking good. They crushed it on the Lush too.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah, they're doing cool stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of fire coming over here.
Yeah, great job, Casey. Thanks for letting me check it out, man. I really appreciate it. Ah, damn, it's good. Yep. Dude, just a lot of cool shit coming out right now from cool people. I really love this trend. I mean, I'm part of it, I guess. But the community, pushing the designs is the way to go, I think. Because we're getting things we love. We're getting things we want. And we're getting them at prices we want them at. Instead of just having to gobble up the next thing that shows up from a random OEM designer,
Inquisitor, yeah, you've taken control back to some degree. I mean, you've given choice to a market that was dominated by what, 4 players?
Yeah. Very good, dude. What's that? There's a little rattle there. I'll check, make sure everything's tight. I wonder if it's one of the stop pins just needs to be. Or maybe
Tempest had them. The brown FSDs, looking for a report before he buys one. Very interested.
I was thinking about buying one today. I hit him up. I was like, "Hey, you have any FSDs laying around, the minis?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Damn, it was worth an ask."
So that's a yes. That's a resounding yes.
Can you flick from anywhere in the hole? So you mean like down here? You mean like here?
You need where your finger falls in the hole.
What is that?
Are there any dead spots or stuck spots where you get jacked up? Kevin broke it.
I think I broke it. I don't know if one of the screws is loose now. Because it didn't sound like that when it got here. I don't know if there's just something on the detent track or.
It's 11:10 your time. It could be the voices in your head.
You're in trouble now, Casey. I got the driver out. Just going to check the screws. I'm thinking it's a stop pin.
Lord Needham thinks it's the detent ball falling out.
Think so?
That's what Lord Needham thinks. I think he's joking.
I think it's the stop pin.
Do you guys put, like, if you got a rattly stop pin and you can't get it to stop, I just freaking Loctite it.
Yeah, you just put Loctite in there. I mean, these are prototypes. And again, it didn't have that sound when I opened it, so maybe something I did. I don't know.
Camera.
Everything looks fine. It's all tight. Is there a pin? Hold on. Okay, it's definitely up towards the. Wait. I think it's.
Does it have a lanyard pin?
I don't know if it's the pivot. It's weird. I don't know. You gotta let me know if you want, if you're gonna allow me to take it apart. Because I'm guessing it's just a pin. Do I have a? It's not something I'd be concerned about if I was interested in it. It's just something with this prototype.
King Snake Jake, happy Saturday, brother. Happy last night of, well, not last night.
Yeah, to me, it literally just sounds like a stop pin that I would just put Loctite on either side. But again, it didn't do that when it showed up, so I don't know why. Maybe it just broke loose of whatever it was holding it in place or something. But yeah, awesome. Lock bar insert. I don't think so. I'd have to take it apart to figure it out. And I don't want to just, oh, he says open away. Okay. All right. Here we go.
I don't think he meant live.
Oh, he meant live.
He knows you.
I'm just kidding, but I definitely want to get in here. Let me see if I can open it because it was spinning when I was doing it. Yeah.
While you do that, everybody check out this multi-tool EDC Fixie Tucson I got from White Mountain Knives. D2, got a little blade, got a little bottle opener. I care less about that. Got the pry bar. And then, most impressively, it has got a bolt driver that actually holds a bolt. Let me grab one. Or I should say, it fits a Weehaw very tightly.
So.
But a cool little knife. It was like $35 before discount. Use Javon 10, and not only do you help somebody like Lefty, but you save a baby giraffe. So I would use Javon 10 if I was you. If you love giraffes.
Where is this at?
White Mountain Knives.
Oh, You know we don't get commission, right? So I
Yeah.
don't care what code people use.
Dude, I'm a clout chaser. It has
I just
nothing.
want them to get the discount.
It has nothing to do with.
Yeah, I can't get it open. I think it's Loctited, and there's only tooling on one side, and it's rotating. So I would add that to the feedback list. Is captive pivot of some sort.
You're not even going to walk off and get a blow dryer and try to heat up the Loctite, hold it
I'm
down,
not
and pop it.
putting a fucking no. Normally I would use a lighter, but I'm not messing with his knife like that. It's a prototype.
Never use a lighter. Blow dryer, a regular, your wife's blow dryer on high will not. It will not anodize scales. It's not hot enough like a.
I use a lighter. I've never had an issue with a lighter.
That's crazy. But you could melt scales with the blow dryer. You're putting direct heat.
Loctite dissolves really fast.
That's why, again, a blow dryer will not melt G10. A lighter will, but a blow dryer will more than melt Loctite.
All right, Casey. Anyway, moral of the story is the knife is fucking awesome. All right, ignore that stuff. That's prototype stuff that gets sorted out.
Yeah, the heat gun's better, but I'm a girly man and I don't have a heat gun, so the closest I've got is a blow dryer. But yeah, $15 Walmart heat gun is probably the best if you don't want to anodize any surrounding titanium.
Oh, there's inlay ones? Nice. See, I really liked the eye. I got to check one out. Craig sent me one to review. But I definitely prefer the
Bernie Cobb.
I prefer the brown lock version. I don't know. I like the Fuller better, and I prefer the brown lock over the inset lock for some reason. Normally it's the other way around, but it's not actually a button lock. It's a brown lock, so it's like it has a real detent. So, all right, you want me to put on this fucking video or whatever?
Yeah, let me get where I can drive it because I'm trying to get to the point where he talks about left hand.
Okay. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's so shiny.
He's talking about a. Can you fast forward?
Oh, so shiny.
He's showing asymmetrical grind.
Can you fast forward?
Steve, you don't like past doubles.
Just skip to whatever you wanted to show.
I want to show like partial way through this video.
Specifically on production knives, but this is not a production knife. This is a Steve-O special. Steve, it's more ground on one side than the other. Yeah, it's called an asymmetrical grind.
It won't take long.
You will see these in most traditional Japanese knives. Almost always with a bias to the right hand. So there's more edge bevel, take a steeper edge bevel on the right side.
The reason is why
because that's it. Like $12.50. It's only like $300 more.
Don't believe in left-handed.
Did you hear that?
What?
Listen.
Left-handedness. So they're always almost exclusively like that. Like I said, there's this.
You didn't hear that?
They don't believe in left-handed.
The Japanese culture does not believe in left-handedness. So all the chefs they learn to use knives right-handed. So in Japan, in the culinary knives, they use those asymmetrical grinds because when you cut right-handed, it pulls the food opposite of the knife. I don't understand the geometry, but just the fact that the Japanese would strike me as a culture that might say, you can learn right-handedness. And think, if you were not tortured, but if you were made to be right-handed, like they tied your left hand down and said, you're going to learn to write.
I love how they make it. They say this is because parents love their children and wish for them to be able to live comfortably.
It's weird stuff, but I found it fascinating, but as a knife maker, it goes back to your point about not fuck lefties, but just make a few clips because the numbers are probably going to be much less. Because I think there's a high degree of.
Isn't that just a chisel grind?
No, a chisel grind is where you're flat, and then you've got your, say, 20-degree bevel. Asymmetrical, you'll have like a 10-degree bevel, and a 15-degree bevel. So it's super slicey on one side, but it's not flat like a chisel on one side, if that makes sense. It's only in chef knives. You never see it. Well, now there's a weird something on my A100. Have you ever seen a mini A100 grind? Where it's not a chisel grind, but it's
No.
on this side, it's like a regular Scandi with a bevel down here like you would see normally. You flip it over, it's not a chisel because it's not flat. But you've got this Scandi or this is a full flat. So like I talked to Kyle Coonley about eventually sending this off to me, and there's a certain way to sharpen it. With the chisel, you can sharpen the one side. It's really easy, and then just strop or use a ceramic stone to get the burr off the flat back. But when you've got two opposing animals, so this is an asymmetrical grind.
That's the one nice thing about flashlights. You don't have to worry about it being lefty or righty.
That's exactly right. And
What do
now
you guys think about
really done either, right?
You guys like my peanuts? I got 2 peanuts now.
And a third one on the way.
Third one on the way.
That
So
means
I got them set up with the blue and the green light, and then I added the glow gaskets. So I got blue and green. So I'm gonna get a red one.
So besides the color blue, green, red,
I can change the colors to anything I want, or well, red, green, blue.
When you're in darkness, of using a green light versus a red light versus a blue light. Is there any difference? Well, is there an advantage of one over the other in certain settings?
So red lights or amber red lights are popular for they don't fuck with your night vision. So if you get up in the middle of the night camping or something, you can pull out a red light, use that, go take a piss, and then when you turn it off, you're not going to be blinded and have to
you're still going to have your night vision intact.
Right. And I think it's good for hunting because animals can't see it or something. They can't see the red spectrum or whatever.
But I thought the goal was to blow a light in their face that was white, like my torch, and then they just stand there and you pop a cap in them.
And then blue doesn't penetrate skin well. So blue is good for if you're like going to bed and you don't want to wake somebody up. Camping again, let's say you're going around the campground, you can use a blue light and it won't penetrate people's eyelids while they're sleeping.
So people are less likely to see it in a covert situation or in a sleeping situation.
And then green is the color that the human eye sees the best. So it's supposed to be really good for reading maps and just in general, like if you just want to have the best light, green. A lot of people switch out the LEDs on their flashlights to green, to just be green lights because they see it better.
But there's 3 different reasons that you might need a blue, a red, or a green based on.
That's the cool thing about this. You can switch it, but the downside with the peanut is they're very low. So like it's a very low level of green, red, blue. So really they're all set to like a moonlight level, which is what I use it for. So it's perfect for me. But there's not a way to like make it brighter, have a high color or whatever. The Dragon drivers,
just one bulb.
No, he just made it to where it's a dimmer light. I think he could change that and make it stronger or whatever. I don't know, but you can't with the programming. With the Dragon V3, you can have either a low or a high. And this low secondary is a lot brighter than this secondary is. You can see it.
High, it's much brighter.
No, this is low.
Right. So if you were to have that on high, it's a much, much brighter light.
Yeah, I can. Here, I'll show you. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. All right. So I think I put it on mode group 1, which should be low secondary and then high secondary.
That's much brighter. You can't see the bulbs, and you could in the other one.
Yeah, well, here, I'll just show you. I'll turn the lights on. We're back to flashlights, folks. So,
Hey, get a laser emission device. I'm convinced this is like a lightsaber, and if you shine this in somebody's eyes, they will lose vision for 30 seconds.
so this is the peanut on blue secondary. Okay.
Right.
This is the other one on low secondary. You can see
The other one's a lot brighter.
yeah, that one's a lot brighter. And that was low. So this is high, which is, I mean, this
And
lights
the
up.
other one can't go any higher, right?
Right. Not on secondary. So this lights up the room. You
So
can see, I
price
mean,
difference between if you were looking at aluminum and aluminum, same maker,
here's
what's the
this
difference
one.
in that driver and that?
You can't even see the chair on
No, that
secondary.
looks like it'd be more for picking up blood and semen out of hotel rooms.
Well, it's not a UV light, it's a blue
Right.
light. But if I show you the green, because it's green, it's a little bit better. You can just see it better.
Because the human eye draws to it.
Yeah, just looks a little brighter than the blue does. And then red is the dimmest one out of the three colors.
Which you would expect because you don't want it to change your, what do they call it, your pupils so that your night vision is not affected.
Here's red. I like red a lot. It's a good one for moonlight mode and stuff. And then I really like amber. This is a different driver and everything, so it's not the same kind of setup, but I really
So
like
is
how
there any
amber
difference
looks.
to red and amber besides the look? Like for night vision, are they the same type of jam?
Yeah, they say like, I think amber, like red is a little better for the night vision thing, slightly. And then there's one other thing I think that amber's better at. They just have very slight thing.
Maybe the hunting part of it.
They tell you here, I'll show you. Over ready flashlights. So these guys have it listed on their site. They have a little chart. Here it is. So amber is better with brightness, so it looks brighter. And then red is
good with brightness.
Protects your dark vision better and better sleep protection. Oh no, they both do. And then they say ideal environment, rural red, urban
amber, which makes sense because you got city lights.
So it's these differences right here. Brightness with amber and then dark vision with red. But they're very similar. And then there's another one just called red orange, apparently. And that one's like, it's like a third, it's like a reddish orange, but it's not amber and it's not red. So I don't know the differences with that, but. And I haven't seen any purple ones. Purple light helps you see poop on the leaf better for a more
Blood
complete
model
white
lights, buddy.
Oh, I finally, with the new bathroom, I installed the Bidget. I don't know if you guys remember the Bidget.
Oh, your Bidget. How'd that work out for you?
Finally installed it. Works great. Cleans your butthole.
Do you spit to sit there and let it vibrate for thrills?
No.
You haven't rubbed one out yet with the wash train?
It's cold ass water, man.
Oh, that's kind of brutal.
Yeah, you could probably get one like installed with warm water, but then you'd have to hook up hot water to the thing. That would be a process.
Winning.
The one I have is just it's a drop in. You just
Did you get your tritium in yet?
Ow. What?
Did you get your tritium in yet?
Tritium?
Didn't you say you ordered some tritium?
Yeah,
bombs?
but I ordered it. I ordered it to the guy who's doing the mod work for me.
Oh, gotcha. Because I was going to show you this glue that I got from that Hawaii guy, because I probably got enough. This is 1 cc. This is like $12 worth.
1 cc? What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Well, think about when you used to shoot up. What's 1 cc?
Yeah, but what is?
This is
They come in
that
tubes.
UV.
They don't come in.
Yeah, it comes in. See how much I got left? Well,
that's tritium?
no, this is the UV. It's called Norland Optical Adhesive, and it's that one that all
Oh, that's glue.
Yeah, but what's cool about it is in the dark it stays just like liquid, right? And then you put it in, like for me, my tubes are vertical, so they come in the end, but most of the surface area is flat. So I took the toothpick and filled about 1/4 to 1/5 of that little channel with that wet glue, but it's not gluey yet. So then I took my tweezers, stuck my tritium bar through there, got it set, got it pushed in, wiped off all the excess, got it looking right, all the bubbles out, and then just took my Olight and zapped it for like 10 seconds. Totally cured it.
Yeah.
Like rubber.
UV glue.
Yeah, dude, I mean, to me, it was like science fiction bullshit. I felt like Harry Potter.
Oh, missed it.
But yeah, now I'm wanting to, although it's like $22 a tube, I want to get some more tritium because there are a couple of more places I could put it.
You're paying $22 for a tritium tube?
Yeah, that's how much Mix Glow, I want to say.
It was only 15 for me, I think.
But the size I needed was, let me tell you.
And I think he ordered it from that site.
It probably was. Maybe he had a wholesale deal.
Might be smaller though, because it's the little tubes for the optics.
Yeah, mine are longer. They're let me tell you. That's not it. Mix a Glow.
Thanks, Skunk. Skunk man. Yeah, I carried the burger today.
Yeah, they even recommend that glue on their site, and I actually bought it off their site. So
what is it? Mix Glow?
Yeah, it's called mixglow.com. So the size I needed, if I'm not mistaken.
That's not it. How do you spell mix?
mixglo.com.
Oh, there's no W. Okay.
So the ones I needed, I think
I added a W because I know how to spell.
3x11. They were $13 each, but I had to get 6.
Jesus, look at that. That's crazy. So much tritium.
See, to me, that's drippy. And I was trying to understand, if you're going to drill out, what are you drilling out that's going to be gone when you drop your tritium down in that side of the lens?
What?
Where you were talking about doing that mod where you take the lens off and then you drill the tritium out.
It goes right in those 3 little, you see those 3 dots?
But aren't those dots doing something now? Don't they have
They're legs? That's what I was telling you, is they're legs that hold the optic right above the board. And when you put the tritium in, you leave the tritium sticking out a little bit, and then they basically become the legs.
Ah.
So that's how it works. This one actually has it in there, has 3 in there. Purple ones. I will admit, though, I don't know how worth it is. I already bought them, so now I'm going to have it done, but it's very dim. Because think about it, you just get these tiny little, that you just see the end of it when it's in the optic. It's not like it's laying down where you can.
Well, mine are laying down, so I see it from the side.
Yeah, that's different. You're doing it on the.
But you also see it from this side too.
You're doing it on the side.
But it also shows on the end by the tail cap. I need to turn off my lights, but mine are real bright. On my nightstand, it puts off enough light where I can see my SIG right by it.
Yeah, I have this one, and then I have one other one that has it in there already. And it's cool, but I actually like the glow gaskets better, even though they don't glow all night. I think when they are glowing, it's just a little cooler to have that whole thing showing.
Dude, these things came to me in about 9 days, and they came in a little pack. To see this little thing? This is a little plastic box that has foam in it, and each of my 6 tubes were laid in there perfectly with foam in between them. And then there were 2
There's your
blocks
glue.
yeah, that's the same glue I got. But it had 2 blocks of foam that encased this, and then it was in a little tiny bubble envelope from wherever the fucking Russia it comes from. But I was amazed at how well they were packaged.
There's so many sizes and options.
Yeah, but it'll tell you if you go to the light manufacturer or you go to where you are, because that's how I found this guy came with these little glow in the dark things, and it shows you the size. And I thought it would be hard to find.
I
I
think it
just went
was
to that side.
$15 a piece. I think is what he told me.
Yeah, and there's thickness and length of millimeters. So depending on, I watched a couple of videos of people using the UV glue, and I forget which lights
Oh,
let you
these are
ram
cool.
down at the end of the button. Yeah, those fobs. I don't see what do you need a fob for? Though?
I actually have one. It's not this exact one, but I have one on my keys from Ant Design, and I love it. It's really cool to have that little bit of tritium on your keys because you can just spot them from anywhere. It's kind of nice.
I like that little bit of tritium on my front sight.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So output in percentage, I see. So
Yeah, because
green is the best. Then you
in
have
terms of brightness,
yellow, white. Blue is actually the worst. Wow. Oh, ice blue.
ice blue is what I got. I
Ah,
got
shit. I think I ordered a bunch of blue. That sucks.
when you look at them in the dark, you won't know 15 to 100% like you would think you would. Because if you look at those colors, it's just a different color blue. Like when I changed my light that's blue right
Like I
now.
should have went with ice blue. You know what I mean?
Well, if you don't like it, exchange them. They're real good about that. But you're looking at the fob. So what I got is pink,
Exchange them.
green, and ice blue, and I alternated them. See, the dark blue looks just as bright in the dark. It's
You
just
got the dark blue?
no, I got the ice blue, I
Yeah.
think. Maybe I didn't.
Okay. What up, Stabby?
Pink, green.
Crispy Critter, channel member. What up? Fireworks, son. Anthony Kitchen. I don't know if I got you earlier, buddy.
Yeah, I think I got the ice blue. But like I said, if you look at them there, I don't think you'll be able to tell, especially if you're not looking
My
at the
blue
whole thing.
tritium sucks. There you go.
It's always going to
with
be.
pink. I think I did. I think I got purple, not pink, but maybe. I can't remember now. I got like 3 sets. I sent the guy like $215. So
Yeah,
however
mine
many
was
that
right
is,
under
it's like
100.
21 vials. And I needed 3 for each flashlight. So I think I did enough for, I think 10 flashlights. I did
Well,
enough.
let me tell you what flipped me out is they all came in that one little box I showed you, and you open them up, and they look motherfucking identical. So I had to go in the bathroom, turn off all the lights, and separate them in little mini containers. Because they're almost, because your eyes don't adjust right away to the dark.
Why is backpack be made? You mean mad at knife out for me? So if you don't know,
I think
backpack
JD's in
B,
that chat.
he's had a live stream and he's had a whole knife owl thing for years now. I mean, he has like a little owl character. I have stickers right here.
Oh, he's got 3D coins, challenge coins.
Knife owl stickers. He's got,
that was his live stream that went from like midnight till 4 where he would mod knives live.
So it's been his thing for a while, and NAFSAIL announced they were changing their name to Knife Owl. So I think I know that that's what it's about. I don't know if he's mad at them.
But my question was, did Eric ever reach out to me, or did he even know?
He didn't
Or
know. And to be fair to NAFSale, he reached out to creators like me. I got a message. I checked. It was on the 6th of December where he said, "Hey, we're changing the name," and he actually gave the name and a little logo, and said they were changing it in a few weeks or whatever. And I think I was just like breezing through Instagram, and I just said, "Cool."
no, I saw
And
it
I
too.
moved on.
I saw
And
it too.
I wish
And
I had paid more attention, because I would have been like, "Oh, that's," because as soon as I saw that email today, I was like, "Oh, that's shit." I was like, "That's Brent's thing."
but
And
that could be
then
nipped in the bud so
I hit
easily.
up Brent, and then I hit up NAFSale, and I was like, "Hey, like, you know, this is his thing, this is your thing." And then I think he hit them up, and I think they're going to talk next week or something. Hopefully they can figure something out, but.
Yeah, that would be the most equitable if they just figure, hey, it's all good. We're doing different.
But my point is that they obviously told people, and nobody said anything about it. And they, if you're going to have a website and everything, they had to have done some research.
On
They looked.
domain, yeah. Well, the way you do that,
The
coming from a different
domain was
background,
there.
you do
All of
domain
that was there.
research, and then you do social media searches, and then you look at other things that can have a brand conflict. So any web hosting company is going to do that due diligence, but that doesn't mean that Brent didn't have the Knife Owls and a very loyal following. I just don't think. I hope that they can work it out so there's no bad blood between either.
Yeah, I mean, but Brent's a very, very close friend. So, um, yeah, but I mean, hopefully they can figure something out. I don't know what, if he's set on Knife Owl is his thing, and then
Now, I think that would
they
be a
gotta
mistake.
decide if they want to keep the name or they want to do something else now, because they haven't technically switched over yet. They still have a chance to change it.
And even if they have, it'll take Google 45 days to index it. So they could change it if it was a problem, which would be the only equitable thing to do if you depend on a community of close-knit people to
I
fund
would
your
think
business.
at this point they would need Brent's backing on it. Like, he would need to be like, "It's cool, whatever."
He strikes me as the guy that if they just came to him and talk about it, that he's not going to have a problem with it. I could be wrong because
Yeah, but I think he has plans
and
for
he
the.
created the brand, and that's the whole thing I've learned from Pocket Metal that's very valid that I never thought of before. And I'm not going to call names, but there's several that have live streams every day. But art and images that people created 20 years ago are still copyrighted images. So if you take bits and pieces of an image to make a different image, it's not really free use. A lot of people that are design purists, and I'm not saying Pocket Metal is a person to compare it to, but I've heard it from other people like Brent, who explained it to me because I didn't see it that way. I always thought like, oh, I thought if somebody made stickers with your art, that would kind of be a flattery thing. No, they didn't give me credit for it. They probably didn't do it maliciously,
What are we
but
talking about now?
we're talking about design integrity and why I could see how Brent, because he's from the same design cloth as Pocket Metal in terms of how they feel intellectual property should be used. And it shouldn't be able to be, let's say you're a patch company.
Yeah,
And
but
let's
I
say
don't think that they saw it and took it and used it. I think they came out with the idea independently and
exactly,
just
exactly.
didn't
And
know. I mean,
I'm not saying at all it was malicious.
as soon as you think up the name Knife Owl, your logo is going to be an owl with some knives. Like, that's just how it's going to
Yeah,
be.
right. But
So
my
I don't
point
think
is
there's any kind of like.
maliciousness. No, that
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
not
think. I think
suggesting
it's
that.
just a circumstance thing where they happen to pick that name, and
I'm not
they probably
suggesting
looked
it
into
is.
it. And to be fair, if you Google it, I don't know if anything. Like if I Googled Knife Owl right now.
Well, I'm not saying that it was at all. Let's say it was just a total misunderstanding. If I was the business and I was looking at a
I mean,
community,
if you Google it, you do get. If you Google it and scroll down, you do get YouTube videos of his lives. So, I mean, just a simple Google search gets you that.
So that would, to me,
But
phone
when you
call.
look at that, I don't know. Would you be like, okay, somebody says knife out, but
I would make a phone call.
there's enough there, probably. Yeah.
I would make a phone call, and the phone call might be fine. My point is, if Grant has plans for the brand and he did spend a lot of time on it and was stoked it with every iteration and put a
This
lot of
is
time
what
into
happened.
it, I would think that it would be a no-brainer for Eric to go, okay, let's just shift gears here. Let's call it knife sale, knife swap. Let's find a URL that's knife chicken, knife fucking crow, knife hawk, whatever. Find something different before it can get indexed. And then you've shown the community at large that, and the community at large is a tiny group of people. What am I saying? But you've shown a lot of people where I've seen a lot of resonating negativity that I wouldn't want if it was my business.
Here's the thing with this. Everybody gets up in arms like this. They can piss off, they can F off. Like, what did they do? They haven't come out and said, fuck you, we're using the name no matter what. Screw him. They've announced that they were going to change their name. They found out now that he has used the name. We haven't had anything happen since then. So I'm not going to sit here and just assume that they're going to be like, fuck you, and do it anyway, or they're not going to talk to him and figure something out or whatever. Like, you got to give them a chance to sort it out. You can't just be like, fuck them. Like, it's just like,
Drink water. I agree with
when
you
you
100%.
do that, you're assuming they knew going into it, which
And
I can't.
the biggest problem with that is
Knife
Google
narwhal.
never
Yeah, there
index
you go.
them as a knife site as long as their name is NAF. Whatever the other reasons are,
So the reason to change the name in the first place was because of this, right? The reason to change it from NAF sale to anything is because NAFs is getting bigger and bigger, and there's confusion there, right? I would assume.
Yeah, well, I think that's what he told me, and I shared with him. NAF sale, even though it sounds good, it's terrible for the Google crawlers, the Yahoo crawlers, the Bing crawlers to identify you as a knife entity.
That's
And
true.
Google kind of
Because you don't
shadow
have
bans
the
it
word
anyway.
knife in it. Yeah.
Exactly. So that in its own is going to get.
But then on the other side of things, I don't understand why you would even want the word knife in it from a political standpoint, from Instagram and all these places shutting us down left and right because of if you have the word knife in there, it's going to be a lot easier for them to come and chop you. Where
there's a balancing act there, and
I wish we had named it Divo Designs or something. Now that I look back, that's what I think. Then it's also easier for us to do other stuff and not just knives and have to be like, well, yours says Divo.
the only thing that you're going to be penalized on, as will any company, regardless of the name, if you sell knives, because what Google does now before they let you place ads is they go to your homepage. Where are you linking traffic? Typically to the homepage of your site, if not a specific product. If they see it's a product that they don't agree with, it doesn't matter what the name is.
But
so the bottom line is that's only on paid ads. Organically, i.e. Google doing what Google does, trying to find out what Kevin or John is typing in, trying to find, that we find what we want to find. It doesn't want to shadow ban us from not finding knives because we'll go use Opera or something else. I mean, the internet should be free to some extent. So organically, I don't think you'll see any negativity unless you name your store shoe sale, or something that's not a knife. Nobody knows. Think of the knife community and what a small percentage of that thinks of it as a NAF. It just, to me, it doesn't
I've always thought NAF was corny. Like, I always thought that calling it that is corny.
Yeah.
Kyle, yeah, so that's fine, right? And I would tend to agree, but they haven't said anything different. So I'm not going to sit here and hose them. You know what I mean? And I've met these
No,
guys.
because they're good people.
They're good
They're
people.
both
I've met
great
them.
people.
I've chatted with them. We've worked with them. They've sold Divo knives. They're a dealer. Like, they're cool. I don't have any issues with them. So
Agree with you, Demon Hawk 13, 100%. And that's where the copyright conversations that I learned about came from, was a whole patch game.
I sort of agree with this too, is that Knife Owl, I don't know if that's even, that has nothing to do with selling knives either.
No, well, I thought it was
I guess the point is owls in Harry Potter deliver.
or owls are up late, so maybe if you're up late, you get the worm. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Maybe they
I don't
want
get it either. I think it just sounds cool. And I mean, I feel like we've all said it before. I mean, I've thought of Knife Owl before Brent ever had a live stream. You're up late at night and you're fucking with knives, you're a Knife Owl. Like, that's just kind of, you know, but Brent is the one who branded it, not technically or whatever, but he made a live stream, has logos, all that shit.
He branded it. He made a brand out of it. Jesse, I thought it should be Sloppy Seconds.
Just call it Blade Runner. That's not a bad name. Knifeazon. I think they have a really cool service.
Yeah, the service is top notch. And what I love to do, I do it on live streams a lot, is I'll go through there and I'll see people
Blade
that just
Runner
asking way
HQ,
too much for a knife. And I'll go in and message them. And I'll say, first off, I'm not interested in this knife. But secondly, you're like $300 high. I just saw this same knife.
All right, Greg. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Happy New Year, buddy. Cheers to you.
Knives for days. Sharp thing, shot. Well, so the thing is, they literally, I guess, are ready to launch this. I mean, they have the website, they have everything at this point. And so that sucks.
Well, it's going to redirect from.
And I really wish I had paid attention when they told me about this a month ago, because they did. And I, you know, I mean, it's not my job. It's not on me to have to tell them, but I wish I had paid more attention and said something then, because then
I looked at it.
Probably would have avoided this.
And I never saw, but my brain's a squirrel brain. I never thought about it again until I saw the chats. And then I thought, what's that about?
That again?
I went back, but it makes sense if you look at it in hindsight. But I don't think you just didn't pay close enough attention. I think there's just so much shit that comes across your face that you can only suck up so much.
Well, it also depends on the moment. Like, if I'm with my kid or something, trying to put her to sleep, and I'm just clearing messages, and I see something like that, I went back. My response was awesome, or like, cool, man! Exclamation point! And it literally was the logo with the Knife Owl, and we're changing our name, and I just right over my head. And then I saw it today, and I was like, oh.
I think the bottom line is, if they're watching their analytics, which surely to God somebody is, and they see a 30% drop in traffic, they'll change.
That's what they're going to have to. They're going to have to make balance that, you know, how much they care about the community support that they would lose based on this versus how much
the new people they bring in,
how much work they already put into the new name. Oh, they're going to have to decide on all that.
I guarantee you,
what kind of fallout there would be from it, etc.
Whether if their web traffic's 300,000 viewers a month, which it's not, or 300, it's gonna fucking, if it drops 30%, they will scramble because that is unacceptable.
Right. But here, like what Maddie's saying, you're assuming they stole it. Like, I don't think about this. How dumb would they be to do that? Because it's inevitable that this right here would happen. So that means they thought about it and were like, fuck it. People will talk some shit, but I mean, why change your name then? You know what I mean?
You're not competing in the same space.
And from my conversation with them, I can almost guarantee you that they didn't know. I think they could have done better research. They missed it. You know what I mean? That's what happened.
Click on
And
Demonox because
it
he's
is what
brought
it is.
that up several times, and that's 100% true.
But we got to wait until this progresses a little further before people start talking shit. Because I really like those guys. I love Brent. Brent is a very dear, close friend. I am 100% Team Brent. But right now, there's not, in my eyes, there's not another team right now. Like, there's just a situation that
they'll be
we're
worked out.
monitoring a situation right now. We're not in fucking battle mode, all right? That's where I think people are getting it wrong, but Shabazz would be pissed.
Nobody's tested the HRC yet.
Sloppy seconds.
Yeah, I like that name, sloppyseconds.com.
That's the way to do it. Start a live stream and just ask for names. That's what I do. I got some goofy ass names yesterday when I was asking about we're doing a budget version of the NIP, and I was trying to get name ideas for it because we want to call it, I don't know, something other than budget NIP, or we don't want to call it the NIP V2. Oh, that's what triggered it. Kubi responded and was like, "Oh, we got the payment for the prototypes for the NIP V2. We'll start working on it or whatever." And I was like, "It's not the NIP V2 because it's not going to be more premium or better than it. It's just going to be a budget version of it. You know what I mean? It's not a V2 to me."
So it's
what?
Not a nip ring. I'm trying to think what it could be. Pancake, that makes it sound worse.
It is my fault. I should have caught that. I really should have. I do kind of blame myself a little bit here. So I feel stupid because I probably could have helped avoid any issues.
Marco, low rent nips. What are the things that you put in your bra that make them look like you got nips, but they're not really showing? Because you have no feeling anymore because you're a soulless woman. What are those called?
Knife Expo? That could work. Not NAF. They're trying to get away from NAF, I think.
Blades Are Us. I have a feeling there's something out there, probably Blades Are Us.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They're both cool. Just let them figure it out. It's all good. Maybe that was the other thing I was saying, was like, maybe he literally does graphics. Maybe he could just sell him a graphics package. But I think the issue lies in whether Brent wants to do more with it. Like,
yeah, it's his intellectual property.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe he had ideas down the line to do
a knife line.
Yeah, to make it an actual brand, like store or whatever. And then the sponsor thing doesn't work. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's actually a good idea. Anyway, let's move on from that. But anyway, for Divo, if you guys have ideas for the NIP, the budget NIP, some of the ones I liked were Colin had some ideas, the bottom shelf NIP, or the what was the one that I really liked? Shit, what was it?
Flip NIP.
No, it wasn't a flip NIP. Flip NIP?
Yeah, when you look at it, you're like
thrifty NIP, or the stingy NIP. The nip snip, but that would be like a small one. Bargain NIP, bottom shelf NIP, brown bag NIP, hard NIP, nip tucked, just the NIP.
Ho NIP.
So there's got to be a joke there somewhere.
H-O NIP.
Maddie's idea, I think, was Nipsey, kind of like that one, but that doesn't really say budget either. Eco NIP? I don't know.
A NIP.
Oh, here we go. Here they are. Oh, yeah. He said it too. Bottom shelf. I like that one. Cheap Nips, Slippy Nip, Nipsey, Karen. The saucer NIP, pepperoni NIP, Yeah, I got ideas for the pepperoni nip. I think we're going to do a red version. So maybe that one could be the pepperoni nip.
The minimalistic memory.
Low rent nip. The only thing I don't like about bottom shelf and low rent is it makes it sound cheap too. You know, I don't want it to sound cheap, but then again, I'm selling to my people. So, like, you guys know the deal. PP nip, GoBot nip, snip, nip tuck, chip, cat nip. Blades are us. I think that's for something else. Cheap nips. It's all my fault. Yes, exactly. It's always my fault, man. I just don't like stolen art. I've had my art stolen. People make money on it. It sucks, yeah. But again, that hasn't happened.
No, we're talking about patches. That was another conversation that was going on between
knockoff nip. That doesn't work. Hard nip. Ratchet nip. Crispy nip. Soft nip. The areola.
I like a soft nip.
Nip C.
I like a hard nip too.
That's somebody else recommended. Was it Grumpy or somebody said you could do the SE, which is like, you know, what does that stand for? I don't even know, but it's like what they call cars that are the more affordable version. They have like the iPhone SE, the Apple Watch SE. So it could be the Nip SE, which would be the Nipsey. You know what I mean? Skeeter bites, twisted nips. So just bring in Brent as a spokesman. Yeah, there you go. But again, that doesn't solve the problem of if he wanted to use the branding going forward. Keychain nips. Brent will take care of it, no doubt. Yeah, I'm sure it'll get worked out.
Brent can call me. We'll go for at least 35%.
Yeah.
I'm a lawyer on the side too.
Saggy nip, the snip, the sip, the knockoff nip. Good morning, fit to bit nip. There's the Nipsey again. Nip tuck. Twisted nip. Slight nip. Oh, slight nip. Stiff nip.
Stiff upper nip.
Watered down nip. Ooh. That's too long, though. Watered down nip. I just made that one up, but I think that would be clit nip.
That sucks.
Dude, I know what an areola is. You fucking kidding me, dude? Like, you're schooling me on anatomy? I know what an areola is. Although, it does sound like something that would be down there, you know? Oh, man. Peekaboo nip, nipper snapper. What was Rochambeau's nippy kaye motherfucker? Low nip, nip ice, econo nip. Yeah, I thought of that too because Casey said eco nip, and I was like, econo nip might be decent, but I don't know. That kind of sounds, I don't know. Warren's nip, bear nip, I don't know. Nip pour, yeah, we heard that one too. I don't know. Nip pour, saggy nip, bargain nip, yeah, value nip. He keeps going with this shit. But dude, the areola doesn't add up.
It encompasses more than the nip, actually.
Like the areola isn't a cheaper version of a nipple. Like he's saying it's the part around it, but that doesn't, I don't know.
Call it a Thai boy nip.
Ozak nip, fake nips, nominal nip, surplus nip. Mountain stripper nip. I like mosquito bite. Diet nip. I like. Could call it the light.
Nip.
The nip light. Trying to get a joke out of it. You know, trying to get a joke out of it. But diet nip is a good one. Yeah, there's Nip Light. I like that one. That does work too because it kind of sounds like alcohol, right? Nip Light. Like Bud Light, Miller Light, Nip Light. Oh, I do like that. Somebody write these down for me. I'm going to forget. I'll send them over to Colin now so I don't forget. And then that chat will go nowhere. Nip Light. What was the other one I just said that sounded good? Diet.
Lady Boy Nip.
Diet Nip. I like those too. Scar Nip. Yeah, somebody else said Happy Hour Nip, but it's just too long. I don't know.
OnlyFans Nip.
Shit edition. Oh, SE. Yeah. Special edition. I don't think that's what it stands for. Yeah, the problem with that is we want to do a large version called the Nip L, which would be the nipple. So while this is cool, the Nip L kind of, you know, but that is the drippy nippy.
That's making me a little hard. Call it the crusty nip. The scatty nip. The festering nip. Hey, the pastry's not bad. What about the pasty, Kevin? Yeah, Kevin nodded off.
What?
What about a pasty?
The pasty nip?
Just the pasty.
The Delica nip. I actually got the Delica out yesterday because I was looking at the sentimental knives. The leaky nip. You guys are still going. Skimpy nip, nip hops, crackle nip, Kev not off. I was looking at my phone. Sorry.
The nip.
I was trying to see if I got myself in trouble. Saggy nip, Hollis nip, Budge nip, nip S. Oh, God, so many. I do have to get up with my kid tomorrow morning, so.
You better sign off. I'm
gonna wrap up the nip.
I don't go to bed till late.
I still love this Griffin. This thing is awesome.
It looks cool, but it's just, and I'm a huge fan of Austin. That's just not me.
Front flipper. Dude, that's how I felt until I handled it.
And that could change it, because the night, what was it called? The one that's the banana shaped, the D10 on it sunk me on it. I loved it. The nightshade.
Oh, the nightshade. Yeah. The liner lock one is great. The other one,
this little chickadee thing is interesting. A little chickadee or whatever.
So nobody wanted the flashlight. Come on.
Nobody
can't sell those like I can knives, huh?
Raspberry nip.
Man.
You can call it the pedo nip.
Call it the Nip X. Yeah, okay, I get it, but nah. There you go, the Nip Owl.
Go for broke. Just take some gas and just roast that bridge.
So we got the Gober, and we got a Kaiser Yacht, which is one of their Laconic series knives that I feel like they haven't released any of those lately, have they? The Peppermint Nip, that's a good one. But those are colorways, you know?
Camel toe. Just because.
I'm really digging the Nip Light or the Diet Nip. One of those two. Too late. It's in here already. Pretty fly. I can't show you now.
Could have a tagline that says "More taste, less filling" on the diet nip.
Yeah, exactly.
And have a picture of a baby sucking a bottle on the box, like ferociously.
Certain nips a lot.
Limp Nisket.
Got the microburst out because I was gonna check out the Fractus. I still want to call it the Virga every time.
I heard you talking about your Jack Sparrows in a video, and that's the only one I don't have. I was thinking about hunting one down, but then I thought better of it because it's satin too, right?
What?
Isn't the Jack Sparrow identical to the purple nurple except for the color? Isn't the blade satin?
Yep. Blade satin.
So the blade's the same as on the purple nurple. The only difference is the carbon fiber and the clip and the pivot collar.
Yep. I mean, that's a lot of differences, though.
I know.
This is my favorite one.
I think I like the black one. I like either the purple nurple or the black. For some reason, I don't know if it's because there were more of them, but the regular titanium's probably.
I'm surprised that one. Yeah, it's interesting. That's probably the one I thought would do the best because
It flips is good. The detent's no different. It's not an action thing. It's just, to me, maybe I have so many titanium knives.
Yeah, which is weird because usually that's the one that people want is the.
Speaking of, have you handled this yet? The arc form theory?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I love this knife.
What's up, G-Ball? What's going on?
G-Bizzle.
Yeah. Black Pizzerol.
Yeah, that's a good looking knife.
Yeah, I'm glad we got them to do the legit belt satin. That really sets these off, I think.
Well, dude,
Midnight Nip.
Concept killed it too. Doesn't that have belt satin on it? Vertical belt satin?
Which one? No, that's a machine satin. They do a good machine satin.
What's the difference? I know one's machined and one's done by a belt, but besides that,
this is done by a person, and it's perfectly vertical grind lines that are more visible. A little bit of a lower grit finish, and the machine satin comes right off of the CNC machine like this. So it's a lot more affordable. Concept doesn't do a belt satin. Otherwise, this would have a belt satin. And you can, it's kind of got a little bit more of a higher grit finish. Concept did a good job. On the Lush, it looks pretty damn good.
It's got a very toothy edge.
So, yeah, but that's the difference. And it costs more for the belt satin. We usually try to roll it in to the price so we don't charge more for them, but some people will.
You could call it nipless. For people like me who haven't had a nip in their mouth in way too long.
Nipless isn't bad because it's also like nip less.
It's less than a nip.
Yeah. Yeah, G-Ball, I saw your live stream when I was taking a shower earlier, and you were showing off that DeWalt mini Sawzall. I have the Milwaukee one, the Hacksaw. That thing is fucking awesome.
Janet Jackson's, yeah.
That thing you can use like a chainsaw. You can use it like just a regular circular saw. That thing fucking cuts everything. Pipe, 2x4s, tree branches. You get the pruning. You got to get the pruning blades for it. I got the 12-inch pruning blades for mine, and they destroy trees and shrubbery and shit. If you try to use the regular wood blades, they're not as good. It's kind of weird, but I fucking love that hacksaw. It's probably my favorite tool. Although now I'm getting into I got the rotary tool. So I got the Dremel from Milwaukee.
Ooh.
Cordless one. That's how I've been modding these glow gaskets. Just been using a Dremel, marking them, and then.
You cut any chowls yet?
What?
Like, have you cut any chowls like Shane would say yet?
No, I haven't done any knife modding. I don't know if here's the thing, dude. If I don't think I'd ever like a knife enough to do that. Like,
Because you're not going to sharpen it enough.
no, I did want to get the work sharp out, but
Dude, get backpack
I don't know.
bears.
I just feel like I don't think a choil would be the only reason I don't keep a knife. So like,
No, I can sharpen my Spyderco's
I don't
on
know.
my TS Prof without any problem. It's got that straight edge. I
Yeah,
would
you
say,
guys told me about the pruning blades.
I would
Somebody in
say
the live did.
with the way you like bougier stuff, I would buy, because the Blitz 360 that you got rid of is old school. It's still the one I've got, but they've got some now that are about the same price that are much easier and more just foolproof. I would get a TS Prof
What do you call
and
it?
start from there if you're going to start sharpening. You'll get a lot more joy out of it.
Drill press workstation. Oh, that's like a straight up drill press. Do you put your Dremel in there? That's pretty cool. And then you can use it like that's pretty sick. Does that work with the will that work with my Milwaukee one though? Probably just for Dremel brand, right? Kyle said to tell Greg to check his effing messages. Check your messages, G-Ball. I think I missed one from somebody earlier too. Yep, Kyle, he's a member for 4 months. Check your effing messages, bro. Missing the goal. What's the goal? What am I missing? The sick nip, the cat nip, the low nip, the neat nip, the blue nip, the dinky nip, the pinch nip, the 2-bit nip, the fan nip-tastic, the nope nip, the dry nip, the nipless cage.
I like all nips.
Oh, I love this one. The nipless cage. The nipless cage.
How do you
Snack
still
nip.
lactating?
The suck it nip. The happy nip. The Janet Jackson nip. Now we got that one covered with the nip slip. We've already heard this one. The nip tuck. The stiff nip. The sleazy nip. The singing nip. The dry nip. Just nip it and nip it good. More things about G-Ball checking his messages. The Timu nip, the risky nip, the neat nip, the critical nip, the nip under 100. The nip saver, little bitty nip committee. China go nip.
Yo nip.
I was missing some gold. Thanks, Ian. Appreciate that. Left nip. Nips count. Nips count. Nips count. I found a hacksaw, cool hacksaw that I had lost. Found something to cut. I missed it. Yeah, I fucking love that thing. I try to find excuses. The one tool I haven't found any excuse for yet, I've been able to use my insider reach ratchet thing when I was working on the tractor or the mower, whatever. I've been able to use the hacksaw. I got both sets of the impact driver and hammer drills. I haven't really used the hammer drills.
I was gonna say, so how's the hammer drill hanging out? I wouldn't have
I
thought
have two of them. I have the M12 fuel and the M18 fuel hammer drills. I don't think I've used them once. Whenever I need a driver, I just use the little installation driver I got. I love that thing. That thing's amazing for you just want a drill to have around the house. That thing, I mean, it has the replaceable head, so you can put a right angle, you can put an offset, you can put just a chuck on it, 3/8 chuck, and then you can put just a collet on it.
And if
And
you're not going into concrete, you're fine.
yeah, it's not that powerful, but I was able to drive some screws into my deck, not like big ones, but if you're around the house or like something that the wife can use, you can use, like kids could use, whatever. That thing is amazing because it has all the functionality. But if you need something bigger, then I grab like the M18 fuel impact or whatever. But anyway, the one that I haven't been able to find a use for is the multi-tool, the oscillating multi-tool. I got it for free in a kit when I bought the hammer drill and everything. And I don't think I've used it yet. I feel like I got it out once. Oh, I did. I used it to sand. I used it to sand something because I had to get into a corner. And it's good for that because it has this little triangle head. That's what she said. And you could get into like window jams and shit like that and sand, which is nice. Anyway, the dude nip. Watching G-Ball in the shower. Hell yeah, man. He was on when I took a shower. When I jump in the shower, I always put on YouTube and try to find somebody's live stream, whether it's G-Ball or Tri-State or Javon, or just depends on the day and the time. And I usually I won't be in the chat because I'm in the shower. Like, I got sick of saying hi and then having a bunch of people say hi and then I have to like respond or feel like a dick. So I just don't even say hi anymore.
Feel like you ghost people if you miss them, and it moves so fast I can't keep up with that shit because I'm typing on my phone.
Greg, check your DMs, dum. Love you, long time. Remember, for 2 months, Crispy said that Kyle said to tell Greg to check his messages.
You could call it the little fit nip.
He still hasn't acknowledged it. Oh, there it is. Sorry, you got it. You got the message. Glad I decided to chat. There you go. Usually do, man. The nip skeleton. Lip nip, nipette, pin up, nip up.
ATK.
Strange how that flew under everyone's radar. What? What flew under the radar? Oh, what? Did I watch it in the shower? Who doesn't fucking watch YouTube in the shower or listen to it? I was just looking at the Milwaukee Dremels. I'd have to believe they would fit. You could always try it, and if it doesn't work, I think it's a little bigger, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so far it's good. I like it. I don't know if I need that drill press thing, but it is cool. Okay, we should probably do the giveaway. What up, Lewis? Shout out to Lewis. Check out the Halt. ATKnives.net. The Halt is a sick knife, dropping mid-January, pre-order from Lewis. Give the man your support. That knife is fantastic. I'll be picking one up. Giveaway.
All the right. Nip nibble.
Oh, and if you guys haven't signed up yet, I have a giveaway on Instagram going with UrbanEDC where they sent me a few knives to give away and some other stuff. There's a video on YouTube and then there's a post on Instagram. That's where you can join. And it's open until Monday. I think I'm pulling the winner on Monday, New Year's Day. So check that out. If you haven't, you got a chance. Nobody chose the word nip as a drinking game word. He's dead by now. That's true. Not on Instagram. Yeah, in that case, sorry. You gotta have a kid who has Instagram or a brother or somebody who can enter for you.
Do like my mom did. Just set up a proxy and use like one of your pets' photos.
Yeah, but you can win this giveaway tonight.
I've been doing the number game lately, as much as people hate it. It just seems more random.
Fuck the number game.
I know.
Dude, the StreamYard giveaway tool.
Not the number game.
StreamYard giveaway tool is the greatest thing to happen to the
I'm convinced it's not random.
I used to hate the numbers game. Fucking
I hate it too, and I blame no one. But to me, in my statistical analysis, which has been very little, it does not seem random.
I don't know. Should we go with diet nip or nip light?
You decide, dude.
We're going with nip light on this. I'm not saying we're choosing this one, but going with
Yeah,
nip light.
that's good, Anthony. Like simp, nip.
There's a space, by the way, and capital letters if that matters to people. Hiccups, nips, the side nip. Nippy, nippy, bang, bang. Nip C, like tipsy. Broke nip. We Are by watching Ant in the Shower. Yeah, that is porn, dude. G-ball? Come on. Doesn't get any better. My daughter's cat has like 4K Instagram followers. Numbers is
has
less
been ripped
random
off
by
twice.
far.
I found 2 people who were using it and stopped them both, and they both had more followers than me. And all it was copying my shit.
The random generator don't seem to include everyone. Well, they gotta enter. Make sure you put the capital L. Apparently that matters. I don't know. I don't think it does, but man, he's all about the areola over here. Anyway, if you spell it wrong, it's not on me like this.
I
It's
dated
so
a girl
wrong.
for 4 years, and she would refer to her parts as her areola and her vagina. And it just was such a turnoff.
Who would?
This chick I dated for like 4 years after I was divorced.
What did she do?
She referred to her private parts as her vagina, like during intimacy.
Like,
She
what did
didn't like the P word. So if you ever got into that weird talk and you dropped one of those out, you'd set her on a fucking tangent.
oh, she get mad?
Oh, dude, fucking crazy. I'm not even gonna get into it.
Would she say, I'm not a cat?
Put it this way, one morning, and y'all probably never heard this, and you might get triggered by it too. So this is a trigger warning. It was Sunday, raining, woke up. I said it would be a great day to just stay here and enjoy some slow, easy sideways. She thought that was degrading. I was out like 20 minutes later, out of the crib, right after waking up and whispering in her ear, wouldn't it be a nice day for just some slow, easy sideways? What the fuck are you talking about?
Sounds like fun.
Oh, it was totally psychotic. I don't know if you watch any of Said Faction, but what's Ian? What's his youngest son's name?
Maddie's?
No, Mini Faction. Maddie's youngest. So
Uh,
the thing they were getting him to say last night was ceviche.
I don't know
So
his name.
they
I
would
thought
say,
he
"Hey,
named it. Didn't he name the knife after him? Phoenix? Or is that where
that's
or he picked the name?
Eli's. Eli's the oldest, and that's what the Phoenix is named after. And I forget, I call him Microfaction, but he can't say ceviche right. So Stevie and them were planting him. It sounds like bitch.
Who the hell can say ceviche?
Ceviche's a dish. It's
I know what it
ceviche.
is, but who can say that when they're a kid? That's a tough one.
It sounds like I got 99 problems and ceviche ain't one. It was so funny hearing him saying it. Because, I mean, they would like plant little sentences. Steve would say, "Don't talk to me, ceviche." And he'd be like, "Don't talk to me, bitch." It was funny. You had to be there. It was late, too. Or
Yeah.
early.
Definitely had to be there. All right, here we go. Pulling
Good
away.
luck, kids.
Then I'm going to bed after I eat snacks, like usual.
Yeah, I'll have to run down and grab some munches. Pitt,
Pitt, the
by the
win.
way, congratulations. Because I think you won one of my Friday night giveaways too. You won
Have you shipped it yet?
me?
Yeah.
No, he hadn't sent me his email address. So you won the little Streamlight, the fidget, and the Spyderco Roadie. So Pitt, I'm gonna spam Lefty's chat with one more knife. You did send it? Great, buddy. I haven't checked it. So I'll get you sent out Tuesday. Monday's the 1st.
Oh, you did
Sorry,
send
buddy.
it.
Well, it wasn't last night. I mean, I checked it like.
Oh, it was last night. Okay.
Yeah. I try to ship everything out. Like I remember how bad I used to be before I had pirate ship, before you talked me into that dark hole.
Yep.
I've tried to ship everything out. If people email me after Night Flicks, I try to get it printed up and ready to go out before I go to bed.
Huh.
And
Hey,
the only
at least
one,
he's
there was
not.
one more that didn't go out last night.
At least
that
he's not in Canada.
I also didn't get the member giveaway, but I put him in the community
Give me
tab.
an email, Pitt. I know I have it because I think you won before. But shoot me an email with your address, please,
And if
sir.
Backwood Blades 330 is around, I'd also message you. I'll message you again, but shoot me up with your email. You won the members giveaway last night, that Anno Tucson.
Oh, he said he mistyped your email.
Yep, I probably typed it in wrong, buddy. Here, I'm going to give it to you right here. I always forget it. I got to get a channel email now that Doug's not talking to me anymore. Well, Lefty, I enjoyed hanging with you, brother. God damn it, Greg's still not checking his DMs. God damn it, Greg's still not checking his DMs.
Hey, if you guys want to pay for more super chats, I'll keep yelling at them, but otherwise I'm going to shut this down.
Shut it down. I'm going to get food.
Thank you guys for watching, and Happy New Year or early New Year, or whatever.
Big time.
And we'll catch you, motherfuckers, in 2024.
It's going to be a great year.